Assemble.
You killed my mother, my father.
I'm a big-time, bossy boss lady.
OMG! Yes!
Sleep.
I'm a big-time, bossy boss lady.
Is there any competition between the different sects, the different groups?
There's no competition for me because I'm the strongest, so it's just kind of like a different...
Oh, yeah, should let her think that about it.
It's not. As
You
I've
are.
said before, it's not. It's just a fact. It's not a personal opinion.
No,
and it's
no.
not a reflection on what you can't do, but it is also kind of a reflection on all that you
It's
can do.
just that you just know that stronger. But she's really smart, and but should we have a fight?
And she can eat
I
bacon
feel like we're
nobody's
fighting
business.
right now. I think it's been an all-day thing.
Covering.
And she eats bacon. Is that
Oh, like nobody's business.
A lot.
They're incredibly diverse in the Eternals. It's just the diversity of this cast here.
Right.
It's a diverse team.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with Jack Kirby and honoring the creation of the characters, and it just led us to look for a diverse cast who happened to be a diverse cast.
They're incredibly diverse in the Eternals. It's just the diversity of this cast here and bringing diversity to the forefront and the screen here. You are such a champion for diversity, and you're a woman of color as well, and making sure that there's representation.
This superhero team looks like the world.
Diversity.
It's amazing.
Well, for both of you too, this film has such diversity, such inclusion, an international cast.
Guys, look at the moon.
They're incredibly diverse.
That's so beautiful. Sorry.
It's here for us to
gorgeous.
reflect the beauty of this film here. They're incredibly diverse.
Look at the moon,
How much I love this
Victoria.
band.
Look at the
How
moon.
much I love this movie. It's almost a full moon, you guys.
And bringing diversity. Another the theme is just how diverse this cast is and what they represent. So many people will see themselves represented in it.
It's not the typical cast. Everybody looks different. Everybody sounds different.
Diversity.
A lot of people are going to see themselves as superheroes for the first time.
This cast, it's like a diverse cast of superheroes.
So what I love about being a part of this universe is the diversity and the inclusion. We all are inclusive.
For so many of them, they spoke about representation. They spoke about diversity, inclusion.
Of course, we want to thank our sponsor, Lexus, for helping to put this whole entire thing together so we could even just come together, celebrate this amazing, wonderful diversity film. I'm filled with so much diversity, like love and family and diversity. Of course, we want to thank our sponsor, Lexus, for helping to put this whole entire thing together so we could even just come together, celebrate this amazing, wonderful diversity.
Presented by Lexus. Oh man, I'm so excited about this. Look at this. Each of these awesome cars
Diversity
is wrapped to represent
diversity
of the Eternals. I mean, I can't believe it. Look at how cool these cars look.
Incredibly diverse.
Presented by Lexus. I mean, I can't believe it. Look at how cool these cars look.
It's like a diverse cast of superheroes. Diversity.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Saturday Night Hypnosis, episode 49. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining us on another epic evening. Hope all you guys can hear me very well. Our special guest tonight, of course, is Mr. Justin is Lost, aka now Justin Reloaded. Unfortunately, we will get into why that is. Justin, welcome, man. How you doing?
As good as I can be, but I appreciate you having me on. It really means a lot, especially as a special guest. Even though I have technically like 0 subscribers, as Justin is Lost. So
that's okay. We're gonna make it happen. But your new channel's doing very well, man. I saw it's actually you had a massive blow up video recently, which well deserved. Good job on that, man. So much for YouTube, winning in the silence game. I hope you continue to grow. But we'll get into it. We'll talk more about it as time goes on. Dragon Slayers was here. He's not late. Don't worry, he's not late. He was here. But he has that Mexican internet, so you know how that goes. But we got a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about a variety of different topics today, including Justin's the whole channel debacle. What's going on with that? It's going to be very interesting. So let's get into our intros. Let's start off with good old Leona. I don't know how you're really looking tonight. Let's talk. Leona.
Despite the pink shirt, it's Leon today. No worries. Crazy bitch ain't coming back anytime soon. But I'm glad glad to be here. Saturday Night Hypnosis, favorite day of the week, and I'm glad that you're speaking of diversity from that intro. I like that you're bringing in very diverse guests. We have Melanie for all the sent for. Now you're bringing on Justin, a man with a strong masculine jawline for all the ladies in the chat, and Cassie to sent for. So I appreciate sipping around for gender. Let's get into it.
Absolutely.
You know what the Barbie movie does to people, everyone?
Yeah, you see that, right? Makes everybody hype. All right. Speaking of hype, we got Atreus, local hype man. What's going on?
Yo, what's going on? I'm black. So
wow. Wow. What is this?
And depressed.
You know what it is? He spent all that energy on Melanie. He spent all that energy on Melanie, and now she's gone, and now we're back to depression.
But yeah, though, it's your boy Atreus, man. Y'all already know the Hood Ninjas here talking mad shit. I got a headache, so the energy is a little zapped from your boy a little bit, but you guys are very racist. I just want you to know that. And I recently renewed my race card, so we're good to go.
Beautiful. Oh, really? And the EBT?
Yes.
Wow.
The EBT card is in the mail, so. But I got my Section 8 voucher. So.
Bye,
speaking of good old race cards, we got Ryan Roger Ate. Take it away, sir.
Well, I'm not depressed, and like the black member.
He just hung a nigga.
I hope you're all doing well. My name is Ryan Roger Athe. I am the host and founder of Reality Based, and it's good. It's good for one. Oh, shut up, black man. It's good for one that Reality Based got a guest on before Hypno. So it's great to be here, and hopefully we will have a fantastic time as I use all of my white power to drain the morality from Atreus because he stole my credit card so he could buy very nice suits.
Jesus Christ.
Is anyone noticing each subsequent episode Ryan is looking more and more like Tim Burton's The Penguin?
For sure. He acts like it too. Incredible. Oh, absolutely incredible. All right.
Now you mentioned it.
Justin, Reloaded. Take it away, man.
I'm unfortunately now called Justin Reloaded. My channel got banned. I guess it was like maybe a little bit over a week ago for reasons that are still unknown to me. But there still are a couple of Hail Marys out there. I'm still holding out hope. There's some people working for me that could possibly get it back. So I'm hoping that it comes back. But for now, I'm Justin Reloaded. I do daily videos, multiple videos every day, 7 days a week about the culture war. So if you like any stuff, like to hear me complaining about wokeness, then go check me out at Justin Reloaded.
Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful stuff. We'll get more into the channel in a bit. We got our favorite rage-inducing old classic Paige Cassie, which, by the way, happy birthday to Leon. Just want to do a quick happy birthday to Leon. Happy birthday, sir. And also, happy birthday to Cassie, which just recently passed also.
Birthday twerk.
Nah, big pass, bro. Big pass. But yo, what's up, everyone? Yeah, I did just have my birthday, the 27th, and I couldn't ask for a better 30th. Okay, I'm now at the 30 table. Yeah, it's
weird,
it
huh?
started off with
break
back pain.
Got it.
What the
I bet it did.
Microphone
I bet it did start off with some back pain. didn't
What
it?
CIA operative is listening in on this live stream?
Coach, is that you?
Coach has a retarded microphone. It probably cost him $300 too.
It's why StreamYards keeps
a cheap
kicking me
microphone.
out because of the fucking camera feed. The CIA agent fucking
Hold on,
hacked the
Cassie.
wrong
I'm sorry. Let me interrupt. Coach, your mic, bro. You good?
Is it working?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
Hey, Coach,
Unplug and replug.
Yeah, unplug it.
Unplug it and replug it back in.
gotta
You
fix
sound.
Who is saying this?
Mine was
All right,
$50.
Cassie,
folks.
finish it.
I got
I'm so
to.
sorry. Cassie, do your intro. Go ahead.
So I guess my intro theme song for the WWF would be "Hat to the Back" by TLC, as you can see. Yes, and yeah, just happy to be here with y'all. I'm Cult Classic Cage, YouTube Kick, all that. I love to talk about video games, and very happy to be here, hang out with all of you today.
Beautiful, beautiful.
She ain't trying to show off that secret pound cake she hiding behind there.
Oh, whoa, what?
Oh, he's back. He's
Hood
back.
Ninja,
Oh,
bad
yeah.
Hood Ninja. Go back to your
The
crib.
headache's gone because the blood went somewhere else.
No, it's still here. It's still here, but goddamn it, I can't hold.
Don't worry.
Dragon Slayer commentaries. Do your intro quick before you get disconnected again. Go ahead.
No, I was getting disconnected with the stupid camera. I don't know what the fuck StreamYard's having now. I guess they didn't like too many cameras. But hey, guys, I am Dragon Slayer from Dragon Slayer Commentaries. I make funny videos making fun of all the extra men Hollywood has released. And as some of you on this panel have known, sometimes covering that crap makes me extremely depressed, and I don't realize it in my voice. So that's why I come to these streams, to feel better about myself. Because I have to.
Do you really, though? Do you really?
Yeah, especially when we're all making the racist jokes. It's the best thing ever. It's like a all you can eat buffet of bigotry and ist and phobes. Like it all just runs wild in here.
I told you this guy was fucking racist.
Fair enough.
Fair
enough.
What?
Make sure you're feeling good.
You didn't tell us. We knew this.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't even have to swipe my race card for that one. That was like,
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, black man. What? You need to give me some time
Black
before I can
man
come
says
up with.
For a bingo card.
Why does everybody refer to Atreus as black man? I'm like, just
Oh, sorry.
because
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
the diverse. It's
Ooh,
obvious
a
I'm the
black
diversity.
man.
Like,
That's not true because I've had
my
Casey
God.
for a while too.
I mean, I do have a
Casey?
picture.
We get her already, see?
Oh
Damn.
my god.
Oh,
Wow.
You are
Wow.
so
Wow.
terrible.
The same
Feel
to
Wow.
ashamed of yourself.
Someone
ashamed.
doesn't like black women, Atreus. How racist of you.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't like fried
I mean, he
chicken,
makes
he definitely
videos
doesn't
about it
like
all the
black women.
time. So
Oh, that's fucked up, but it's true.
Justin, don't worry, you'll get used to this. This is
Right.
so
Speaking
regular
of someone
every
who doesn't
damn week.
like black women, Film Rebel, take it away, sir.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Hey, I
Damn.
am Film Rebel and Why It's Metal on YouTube. I have split personalities, apparently. I'm one of the few people who survived watching Secret Invasion, and I'm here in hopes that someone can offer me either a lobotomy or a vat of acid to dive into. I'm happy to be here.
I survived as well.
That is really extreme.
But I know it was
Really,
extra
really
hard
extreme.
for you with the black lead and all of that.
I'm not Ryan. You're mixing confusion. I know all white men look the same to you.
But
But you
you're
can
from
tell by the
South
hairline.
demon.
That
He's
automatically
the
makes you
AIDS
racist.
demon, not the freaking racist. You're confusing the Klansman again, dude. Come on.
There's too many
Right.
titles. Oh
Hey,
man,
look.
see, you done upset. You done upset.
I'm the tall one.
No,
Casey,
Casey.
Atreus.
No, Casey. He was saying Casey, and I
Oh,
was,
look at him
I
trying to
thought he was trying to
deflect.
say
Look at
Cassie,
him.
and that's why I was saying who, because I'm like, why are you saying Casey? And I thought he was referring to Cassie.
What does who rhyme with, Atreus?
No.
Damn.
Don't say
Casey's
it.
black girl senses were tinkling. She was
You
about
see that, right?
to
She was like,
smack
"Look
a
at this
motherfucker,
fucking
yo.
shit."
She's like, "Someone said my name."
Amazing. Coach, is your mic good or what are you doing?
Better?
oh
No.
yeah, there we
You
go.
sounded
Wait,
normal.
Not really.
Switch to your mic. Switch to your interface. I think it switched to your webcam.
Coach, how much was that microphone?
Yeah, man.
Oh, there you go. It's good. It's good. It's good.
It
Leave it.
sounds
Leave it.
fine
Leave it.
now.
Leave it. You're good. You're good. You're good. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
I ordered
good.
off
Whatever
the
you did,
Miami
leave it.
black market.
Leave it. Coach, take it away, sir.
Yes, sir.
Best for last.
Welcome to the chocolate factory of movie production.
Wow.
Here we present Willy Wonka, the Loompa Oompas.
See what happens when
and some
people
other
move to Florida?
Crazy folks that are really just battling for your attention and your entertainment and to give you something truthful, even if that's the craziest product you can think of. Hey, but I mean, Can you blame us? We have to endure all this pain throughout the weeks, digest all these bad productions to kind of give you, crystallize something to, look forward to and have this wonderful therapy session openly kind of, shared all of our experience with you every Saturday. So we create hope. That's what we're here for. We create entertainment, we create hope, and sometimes even good conversations. And if you need anything artsy or anything to kind of spice up your program and to kind of improve your toolbox and have some great art and great entertainment working also in your life, whether you're an actor, performer, or just somebody who likes to kind of, reinvent himself in some crazy way, then come over to the Coach MC studio. Let's enjoy our content together. Subscribe to these crazy fellows, but also to my channel, and let's communicate. Let's have great time together. That's it. That's what art should be for.
Coach, I do have to say, your audio now sounds even super crispy. Like super duper.
Now it's good.
I also love you talked about reinventing yourself and coming to you for it. Justin, you're in the middle of reinventing yourself. Have you thought about seeking out the coach's services?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't really know what
I guess Leon's in charge of segueing the stream now. Holy shit.
For real.
Did that work? Did I help?
That was good. I didn't do my other part, but that's good, I guess. No, but still, it's okay. We got a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. The memberships are dropping like crazy. I'm going to go over all super chats every hour mark. You guys know how it goes. Tonight, we're going to talk about, of course, Justin's situation, what's going on with his channel, his new channel, how that's going. We're also going to touch on Secret Invasion a little bit as well, typical MCU nonsense.
God.
We're going to talk about the uglification of women and what's happening in gaming with all these female characters and how it's just complete nonsense what they're doing to like Tanya from Mortal Kombat, and just they continue to make women ugly for some unknown, well, it's a known reason, but they claim, that's not intentional. And we're also going to be talking about a very particular story that I saw that I want to chime in on, Justin, with apparently parents fleeing Florida because it's unsafe for trans kids. That's like a thing now. So apparently Florida, yeah, it's weird, man. Like I saw this story and my fucking mind literally exploded when I
if
saw
there's
it.
any place on planet Earth where everybody who's crazy is safe, it's probably Florida.
Yeah, he's right. So we got a lot to talk about, but we're going to segue in and just kind of go right into it and start off with Justin, man. So Justin, explain, like, obviously, like, we know the situation, but from your perspective, explain, like, what happened? Like, what happened to your channel? Where is it at right now? Obviously, you're doing Justin Reloaded, which is doing very, very well. But just start off from the beginning. Like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, so I had noticed that a lot of YouTubers out there, like Luke Rudkowski, well, there's also been like a huge wave of people getting demonetized for reused content, and that's just not, people just aren't reusing content and they're getting hit for that. So I noticed that was happening, and I was like, that's pretty weird. But then also when the Sound of Freedom came out and a lot of people started talking about that, there's people like Luke Rudkowski, Seamus from Timcast. I don't know if y'all are familiar with him, but yeah, he got also, I think he got something with copyright, but Luke was definitely, it has something to do with Sound of Freedom. He got strikes. My friend Lou Valentino, he got 2 strikes and a 2-week suspension on his channel for Sound of Freedom. So I was like, all right, something's going on here. So I made a video and I called out that everybody was getting suspended. There was this guy named Stephen Hilton who had 500K subs. He got completely banned with no warning, no strike, because he made a Sound of Freedom video.
Wow.
And that's the same thing that happened to me. So I called out the YouTube censorship of Sound of Freedom in a video. I think that's probably General Vig in the chat said Seamus got copyrighted for his own video. So I guess that wasn't technically involved with Sound of Freedom, but I think it probably was.
Well, Atreus got demonetized at one point for reused content, didn't you?
Yep, I sure did. No reused fucking content. Over 800 videos.
Zach's as well.
Did you ever get it resolved?
Do you feel like that was? I don't think Zach actually got resolved. Atreus got resolved, but Zach's is still demonetized.
No, I know a bunch of people who still. Fat Steven still didn't get his fixed. Drunk 3PO was lucky enough to get his fixed, but yeah, I know a ton of people who still, they can't even get theirs resolved. They're just sending an appeal in, and they won't even look at the appeal, and they'll just deny it. It's pretty wild.
It's interesting how it did all start happening at the same time, though, because nobody was getting demonetized for reused content that I know of, and then now all of a sudden there's multiple, like probably dozens, if not maybe even hundreds of creators that were all complaining about the same thing. And it's all different walks of life too. It's not even just like one particular style of channel. It's all different kinds of channels. There was even some gaming channels getting hit for the same thing, but mostly it was either politically leaning or culture war oriented channels that were getting hit with that.
Yeah, well, that's also the space that we exist in, so that's the ones that we're going to see the most. So it could be from a lot of different places that are getting hit with that, but that's the ones that I see the most, is the people who are talking about culture war stuff. But I'm hoping that it's just an error in the algorithm of the AI moderation, and hopefully I get my channel back because it's a similar error. But I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, pretty much what happened after I posted that video, it was up for maybe an hour, and then I tried to log into my account. It was gone.
Wow.
Appealed it. And so the original email that I got said I was banned for harmful conspiracy theories. And then I appealed it.
Yeah,
I got harassment when I appealed it. They said I was banned for harassment. And then the third time when I talked to them in DMs, they said it was hate speech. So I think they're just pulling something out their ass to ban me for.
They are.
Dude, that's the algorithm right there. That algorithm, let me tell you something. I swear these days Google is just trying to automate as much of their processes as they can with their AI algorithm, because I noticed that either things like what happened to Atreus occur to other people, or to you, or to Zax, but for people like me, I don't know what happened, but like the week Sound of Freedom came out, I released a video talking about The Witcher that had nothing to do with Sound of Freedom. And my usual exposure went down by like 80% on that video. That had nothing to do with it. And then when I released the Sound of Freedom video, that got, I would say, even less exposure. And then I realized all of a sudden, when I released a video shitting on Indiana Jones, where the title literally says, "Fuck this movie and Disney," all of a sudden, 3 to 4 weeks later, it's all back to normal. Go figure.
Yeah. I mean, I've noticed for this whole past week, my views have been way down. Now, I'm not going to be the first to jump to shadow banning or whatnot, because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a small creator. I feel like YouTube's probably got bigger things to worry about than some little do. But it is odd at the same time everyone's getting flat out outright banned, talking about Sound of Freedom, things like that. The week after I also made a Sound of Freedom video, my views are way down. I lost 3 subs, then it gained back to 1, then dropped like 5, then gained 1 more back. And
yo-yoing.
And my videos are doing. I'm not doing anything different than I normally do, but the views are way down. So I'm starting to almost be like, maybe Ryan is on something, but I don't want to give him credit. So maybe I just.
Well, that's the irony. That's the irony, folks. My viewership has actually been going up in recent weeks. The person who pioneered channel suppression as a concept.
Well, I'm a little bit different from them. I know, like they take the position of I'm a small creator, so it's not likely. But the way I compartmentalize that whole Twitter situation, I know anybody who talks about stuff they don't like is on Twitter was banning people with 20 followers, dog. So I don't look past YouTube looking at a channel that has 500, 700 subscribers and thinking they're talking about the stuff we don't like. They could potentially get big someday, and we don't need more voices talking about this shit. So
I think I agree with you. I think that because like somebody was saying earlier that it's mostly automated. I don't think anybody's off limits for the.
That's what I was going to say. Because you guys got to remember that all of this is algorithm controlled, and realistically, all it takes is someone from YouTube saying, "All right, there's a certain particular topic that we don't want to necessarily have talked about." So even if they're not going after you just because you're you, if you happen to talk about a certain topic and it triggers something in that computer, like you're done. You're at the mercy of the algorithm, good whether good or bad. You know what I mean? And my channel has taken quite a hit recently. Yes. Like I went from I think what was it? I was like 1.2 million views every 28 days. So now I'm at like 110,000. Now, granted, like I used to say with Casey, part of it is because I went down to 1 video a day because now I'm very busy in real life, but I'm still trying to keep that consistency going. But even so, like my one video, sometimes when I would release 1 video per day, they would get 5, 10, 15,000 views on average, give or take. Now I'm lucky if they pass 1,500 to 2K, and I can see the difference because when I would look into the analytics, I would be in recommended, whether partially or fully, I would still be in recommended somehow, some way. All of my videos are not, like most of them are not in recommended, like at all. So
that's why you can tell when channel suppression hits a creator, because they've grown too much too quickly, and then you can see how the algorithm suppresses them. I've seen this with Hypno to a lesser degree. I've seen it with with Leon, despite the fact that he's kept on going very consistently. And hopefully it doesn't happen to anyone else because, well, they try to stop people. They sap your confidence.
Here's the thing, though. I personally haven't spoken about Sound of Freedom on my channel at all since, while I do like to talk about whatever I want to talk about, not necessarily just gaming. Lately, I've been talking about simply just gaming, and even I got hit, in the views. So, while I could be talking about other, controversial things, I guess, but in regards to that, I mean, I'm sure they're yeeting people's channels for talking about Sounds of Freedom. Let's be real now, guys. I'm sure there's a lot of people in a lot of high places that want to justify, doing heinous fucking things to little children and want to normalize this because they're involved or they know people that are involved. And
I do.
We know this.
Agree with that. Yeah.
Well,
I
and
find
with
it
Hypno,
interesting.
it's a bit of a. Sorry,
Hold on, really quick. I find it interesting though that this happened. Do you guys remember when I messaged the chat and I said that I was manually demonetized on a couple of videos? Like around that time, that's when everything started to change. I noticed, and just to show everybody to give like context to like the situation, I'll show you my studio. Like, look at that, big difference.
Jesus.
Right? Well, and Hypno, one thing I can verifiably say has changed for you, because everyone on this panel, I watch all of your videos twice because I watch you from my main Words of Paradise account and I watch you from my alt account.
Thanks.
And on my alt account, Hypno specifically, until about last week, your videos were not being recommended. Now they're being recommended to me again now. They have been but until the past week on my alt account, on my Words of Paradise stuff, you were still always there. You were ever present. For my alt account, until last week, your videos were not going to my recommended. I'd have to manually go to your channel, which for a few days, I thought that because I knew you were busy in real life, I thought maybe he's just not uploading. And then I went to your channel and I was like, wait a sec, no, because I'm watching his stuff on the Words of Paradise. It's still there. So, and I had to manually go to your stuff from my alt account to actually view it and get you those views. And I was like, there's something odd here. But again, today is Saturday. Ever since about Monday or so, you've been appearing again. And I don't know if there was a YouTube thing, if it was an algorithmic thing, but I always consistently watch everyone's videos on both of my accounts, so I don't know why I would stop recommending me yours for whatever reason.
Someone screenshot this image because it is channel suppression in a nutshell.
I'm getting less views per day than I was even back when I was like not necessarily super popular. Obviously I had my explosion here again. Like the channel always it goes up and down, but this is the lowest I've ever been. Even back to when I was at like 8K subs. This is the lowest I've ever been. Yeah, so it's just
we have
weird
to also
now.
take basics into account. It is the summertime. There are a lot of people that are going to be out more. They're not going to want to be home all day when it's nice out and people want to be outside. So you have to take that into account. You know, we have to. There's. Oh no, I'm not saying that accounts for all of the issues.
Low views are to be expected in the summer, but like them not appearing in your recommended feed. That's
and to be fair, this also happened in the spring summer.
I was terrified during that.
I'm sure that there is a lot of different things that are happening as that explain this, not just necessarily one singular thing.
Right, I agree, but it's all good. Like I said, I've
because then I would ask, why let me out of YouTube prison and then put Hypnotic right in YouTube? I mean, we basically talk about the same shit.
You're blacker.
You know what I'm saying?
I was
fuck you, Klansman.
Well, because to be honest with you, it probably was just the reach. It was the reach difference. You know what I mean? Like I was reaching a lot more people, so a lot more people see it. And after a while, you can only talk about like anti-trans, anti-whatever after a while, and then YouTube's just gonna be like, no. Nah. And like again, it's not that someone at YouTube is like, oh, Hypnotic, yeah, we gotta fuck that guy. It's not that. It's just they might have said
that might be the case now though. You had such explosive growth through April through June that like you might actually be on the radar. And I'm wondering if because obviously you put all of our info in your tags for Saturday Night Hypnosis. I'm wondering if that's why everyone on this panel is seeing getting hit, because algorithmically they know that we're all linked, that we all share similar audience, we all share similar
definitely know how to do that, because if you guys look in your analytics, they'll show you like it says my viewers all watch the same fucking channels, Geeks and Gamers, D-Day Cobra, like all the typical, even like Tim Pool, all the quartering, especially like they know how to like mesh different channels together as like a group of similar content. So I'm
group of
sure, like,
bigots?
if they, yeah, basically, if they nuke a particular topic or whatever, it's only a matter of time before it affects everybody. But
Well,
so
we know for a
Justin,
fact that
go ahead.
you've been your account has been manually reviewed. So, a real person looked at your channel, and who knows, they could have red flagged your shit. I mean,
Right.
know.
It was a drag queen video they got manually reviewed.
Trans people aren't real people. Guess.
And then the moment that happened, and the funny thing is, like, even though I would probably still be thinking the same thing, I wouldn't be going as hard into it if it wasn't for that manual review, because it happened twice. I got manually reviewed twice on 2 different videos, and that's what makes me think, like, oh, interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because this is just too much. Like, this is too much of a variance. I'm literally surviving right now on, like, super dedicated viewers. That's what I'm surviving on right now. At least
You ever thought about maybe making another channel?
That's where I'm at. Like, I would post a video and it would hit triple digits within a day. Now it might not, because it's daily nerdy stuff, news stuff. It's usually my videos don't have some sort of longevity, but it would hit triple digits in a day. Now I'll wake up and it'll be at double digits, and it'll be the same people that are always commenting, which I always appreciate, by the way. If there's anyone watching, I love the comments. I appreciate it. It's just strange that it's only those same 6, 7, 8, 9 people, whatever it is, and then it'll flatline at double digit numbers. Then 3 or 4 days later, maybe it finally hits triple digits, but as opposed to it happening in the first 8 hours, it's weird.
Right. What'd you say, Justin, before? Did I ever think about what?
Oh, I was gonna say, you ever thought about making a different channel for daily videos and just live streaming on this one? And just
they gonna nuke that shit too. Trust me.
No, they will nuke it. They don't care
about it, but like, there's really no way to escape it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the algorithm is in control.
But do you think that
the people who
I don't really know if I buy that, because there's channels like Yellow Flash and the Quartering in them who they don't get suppressed.
But there's a reason for
some of
that,
their
Justin.
videos do, though, because if you notice, like, differences, and you got to understand too, their level of suppression is nowhere near the same as ours, right? So if their normal videos get on average every day, let's say 120, 150, whatever K views, their suppressed video is going to get like 50, 60K. I've seen the Quartering. There was a video he put out recently, I think like 2 or 3 days ago, where it literally got 50,000 views. That's like fucking unheard of for him. But that particular video just
and not only that,
you know what I'm saying?
Not only that, it's harder to suppress the big shit, because YouTube has the balls to suppress the big channels, the Quarterings, the Geeks and Gamers. Then they will know, they'll be able to get out to their audience something is up. If you start with the mid tier and even smaller channels, it's a lot easier to silence them, because they don't have the audience to go to bat for them like people like Geeks and Gamers or Quartering does.
Plus, you also got to keep in mind too, the Quartering, all respect to him, he censors himself like constantly. When he does his videos, he's always censoring himself. Like, he won't call Dylan Mulvaney he pronouns, whatever the case may be, and I'll just be out there and I'll say everything.
He won't say tranny demon.
Basically.
And he won't call nobody a pedophile. He says the spicification of children. But that shit sent me to the moon. He said,
I like Hypno's version of going at it hard better. Like Hypno will just come out the goalpost. He'll come out swinging. He'll say some obscene shit, and I love that. And I think there's a place for that, and a place for the more self-censoring type. Like, the message is more important than me than being abrasive, and I think there's a place for both. So
yeah, I agree.
I mean, look, Justin, I'll tell you a little bit more grounded reason why I think they won't go after the bigger channels. We got to look at this from a business mindset, at least from the corporate heads. In a business mindset, they will not. Hey, look, I work at a freaking investment firm. What the fuck you want me to say?
Disagree,
he works at a fucking embezzlement
Let
firm.
me say.
They needed someone with scales.
And he makes more money than any of those creators you're about to mention, aside from maybe like Tim Pool.
Well, I'm not talking about. I'm just going to be talking about in general. Like, there are. Okay, YouTube in general, when it comes to really big creators, okay, whether their opinions are spicy or not, their main objective as a social media platform is to get people to stay as long as possible to watch the content on their app, because the longer somebody is watching, the more chances advertisers that are paying them to put their ads on the videos can see their ads and possibly click on them. Now, the thing is, if you just start all of a sudden, excuse me, if you start all of a sudden censoring the really big creators that bring in the millions or even billions of views to your platform that are the reason why advertisers are giving you money, then that's just a recipe for disaster, because then all of a sudden you're going to see a huge dive in revenue, because all of a sudden your stock is going to lose significant value because of a massive exodus. We saw this with Bud Light, okay? And when this kind of massive exodus happens and stock prices plummet, guys, platforms like Rumble and Twitter, they are like hungry hyenas.
Don't
They'll
you
try
mean
to
X?
sweep. What? Fuck them. I don't care about
I'm
their
never
names.
calling it X.
It's
That's
Twitter,
fucking
okay?
retarded.
Period. Yeah, it's Twitter, not X, okay? That sounds like a porn site. So
You would know, Dragon.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Fucking British man. Right. So basically the idea is that these hungry hyenas, they'll just grab whoever comes out of the Exodus. And if it's big ones, they're going to offer them the best deals ever. Did you not see the deal that Kick gave to Amaranth and XQC to stream on their platforms? I'm sure they gave them a lot of money because they were big on Twitch. And it's going to be the same thing for Rumble and Twitter. They're going to be waiting to see when YouTube falls. And YouTube knows this. So they know they can't get rid of the big ones. So what they're going to do is try to get, because they're already too big, they're going to try to get rid of the ones that look like their channels have extreme growth potential, suppress them, hope that they get demoralized enough because of terrible results in analytics, have them basically blame themselves for being inept, when in reality maybe the AI algorithm was set up to recommend your videos to people that don't watch the kind of content to begin with, among other varying reasons. And then what we end up having is a case where either the person quits out of low morale, okay, or the person gets ousted, like what they did to you. Even if you had a clean record, they will try to get rid of you because
The purging.
Yes, because in their eyes, even though your channel was bringing them people to watch on their platform, the AI considered it, okay, whoever programmed the AI at the time considered it to be a worthwhile endeavor to get rid of it completely, because it in the long term they think it'll be a necessary sacrifice, necessary purge, as Ryan is saying. And also we do need to take into account that Google did release a news message some time ago where they were letting people know that if you hadn't logged into your Google account in the last 2 years, they were going to delete that shit, and they were going to send you
doing that now.
Yeah, and they were going to send you constant reminders until December 23rd, which is the last cutoff date, if you will. And if you didn't do anything until then, you're going to lose subs. I swear, from one day to the other, me lose a bunch of subs out of nowhere, and then I only managed to get them back thanks to my last video. But
Yeah,
Exo Primal.
And piggybacking off of what Dragon has said,
Dragon.
it's one of those things where you have to also think of it from this other perspective. Yeeting massive, YouTubers that are, Google's opposition would cause a huge stir, potentially problematic. It would be massive. It would rile up their bases, getting rid of these massive these accounts that they happen to be in opposition of, getting rid of the smaller ones so that there's nobody to grow to reach their opposition is easier. It's less of a fight. It's less of a following to make an outcry. So on that perspective as well, certainly it's in their best interest to not stir the pot too much by getting rid of accounts that are massive in size that happen to have an opposing opinion from theirs, and instead work on like Dragon said, the smaller channels that do have high potential, and getting rid of them or discouraging them because, well, they don't have nearly as big of a following as a lot of the bigger channels do.
Well, and not only that, because one thing I do, and I don't know if this will work or not, I don't know how YouTube looks at things, but for people like you, Cass, Atreus, and Hypno, those that are monetized, I always let the ads play to completion. I never skip an ad for two reasons. One, A, that helps you guys financially, which is cool and all, but also B, I would assume that if YouTube sees, oh, these ads are being watched, we don't want to nuke channels where ads are being watched because that means less money for YouTube. So my hope is that in effort to keep you guys around, not get censored, I make sure to let the ads play to completion. That way YouTube sees that these videos are generating revenue. We don't want to nuke channels that generate revenue.
Yeah, that's a question for Justin. Well, how many subs did you have before you got nuked?
I had 53K, and I had gained 10,000 that month. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I saw the video you posted.
Similar,
and I was like,
similar
"Fuck,
to my situation.
that is
I gained 6,500 in a month, and then like immediately got fucking nuked. Like,
yeah, because when I first met this asshole, I was trying to compare myself to him, and that shit.
Damn.
I had gained like 4,000 a month prior, then 6,500 a month after. And that's why I was like, yeah, I'll bet we can shave Ryan's beard if I hit 30K by the end of the month. And then just
I knew that the channel suppression was on the horizon. That's why I made the damn bet.
Look,
Justin, don't retroactively play that hindsight is 2020. He just didn't think that Hypno had it in him.
Okay, you won't reach 2,000 by
I
the end
didn't
of
think
this
Hypno
month.
had it in him. God damn it. When I met him,
Thanks for the support, you bastards.
when I met him, I was at like 4K. When I met him, I was like at like 4K, and he was at like 12K. I was like, man, I can catch this asshole. And then before you know it, he was at fucking 25K.
Folks, aliens are real. You're looking at one.
Oh my god, unbelievable!
Oh my god.
So I wanted to say, can I say something about the
Yeah.
channel suppression stuff real quick?
Good.
Because, well, I kind of lost my train of thought a little bit, but we were talking about how certain larger channels won't get banned because they don't want to cause a stir or whatever. But if you think about channels like, I don't know, like Sneeko, Steven Crowder, like we were talking about Matt Walsh earlier. I mean, everybody in the Daily Wire has gotten hit with something at some point, just not completely banned. Like Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, they've all gotten hit. I think the way I view it is these larger creators, if there's a larger creator that hasn't gotten suppressed, hasn't gotten banned, then I don't trust them. I feel like they sold out. Because like I think anybody who's really seeking the truth and also trying to tell the truth at the same time, eventually you're going to hit a point where you start learning things and saying things that you're not supposed to say on YouTube.
Too uncomfortable. I
totally
agree.
I agree. I should clarify because when I was talking about big channels,
they made some deal. They made some type of deal. Even though most of them I admire them, but I feel like the same thing. You can say the same thing like for Elon Musk. I said this like when he was starting with the space program. I said this to all of my friends, and if they let him do this, they somehow bribe him into, kind of joining their forces, because they won't let anybody into space, any private person, because space is like Antarctica. It's just, off limits for any private enterprise. So in some way, they will struck a deal, and then all of a sudden, our rockets are exploding. We're almost on the brink of, being, going bankrupt, and this whole agency is gonna collapse. And this is our last rocket, is our last shot. And that rocket worked. And then all of a sudden, NASA called in 5 minutes later, and they immediately struck like a $1.5 billion deal. I knew it. He was selling himself.
Someone clipped that. Antarctica and space are the same.
They are off limits. Any private enterprise on this planet.
It's true.
It really is. Standing treaty in human history. Imagine all the treaties that have been broken, all the contracts have been stripped apart. Cold War, you name it. But the Antarctic Treaty is still there in place.
You've been down some rabbit holes, haven't you? I could tell.
Atreus would never survive a cold war.
You're gonna love Coach. You're gonna be very impressed by him.
I can tell he's been down some flat earth rabbit holes.
No, to answer what you were saying, when I was talking about large creators, I specifically like the overtly political ones, like your Daily Wires and Steven Crowder's. YouTube's gonna find a way to shut them down no matter what, because they're direct political opposition. I'm more meant the large like culture war people that are politics adjacent but not quite politics. I feel like they're in a different ballpark than straight up political channels.
Yeah, they're the next ones to get purged, and then the other ones.
They have to walk the fine line though with those channels, because their size is massive. Like that's what they have on their side is the size of their following. So if they utilize that properly, they should always be able to at least get their voice out there. At this point, like their YouTube channels are actually not, even though obviously YouTube owns everybody's channels, but at this point, like they're a company, like they can actually get lawyers involved when it comes to, and you can make multiple claims of profit loss, money loss, whatever, by being banned. at this point. You have to have a real reason to do it. So that's why they're walking this fine line with channels like that, because they're not just channels, like they're literally networks. They're fucking actual corporate networks. But real quick, so now you have Justin Reloaded, right? So obviously that channel is blowing up now. You had a fucking massive video get like 600K views recently. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels really good. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of like a gut check a little bit to start posting videos after getting, between 30 to 100K every video, and then I make a new channel because I had no warning or anything, so I had no way to tell my audience, hey, like my channel might get nuked, come over here. So I was literally starting from scratch and my Twitter followers, and that was it. So posting, videos getting 50 to 100 views over and over, I'm just like, damn, this sucks, but I just got to keep going, just keep posting.
I know the feeling
every day. And yeah, I mean, eventually I was like, it's probably gonna have a breakthrough. I don't know if this is like the moment, that I'm gonna like blow my channel up, but I'm grateful for it for sure. I'm really happy that it happened.
It should at least up your average, right? So like, if you were getting a couple hundred per video, you should at least start getting maybe even a couple thousand at this point.
Hopefully,
and then it just keeps going up from there. But I've always said the same thing too. Like when people ask me, how do you handle channel suppression, whatever, just keep posting, because eventually you are gonna get that breakthrough. Look at Atreus; he just got a fucking video that did like almost 10K, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It did 13.
Oh, even better.
Nice.
There you go.
Very lucky number.
It helps, it really does. You just got to keep going. The algorithm, the same algorithm that will shut you down is the same one that will boost you up. It's just, it's only a matter of time, especially like with videos like what we do. It's always trending topics, right? So Justin it touches on topics that are eventually one of them is just going to hit hard, and that one happens.
What I'll say about that though is that you got to make sure that you got to cover stuff that you want to cover, like like it's great to grift and stuff like that, because we all do it for the views. But like when you're going through suppression and you covering some shit you really don't want to cover, but you think it's gonna get you some views, but you'll be in the fucking bottom of a Hennessy bottle. Oh wait,
that's why I didn't post the video today though. It was like there was nothing in nerd news today that hit me emotionally that I was like, you know what, I think I'm just gonna take today off. I'm gonna be on SNH later, so I'm not even gonna do a Saturday video because nothing is going on that I feel like is worth covering, and I don't want to be that dude that shits out a video just to do so. But you
could have talked about that Assassin's Creed shit.
But see, I don't give a fuck about Assassin's Creed, so it wouldn't be like I want to cover nerd news in a way that I can bring something unique to it. But I don't give a fuck. I've played the first Assassin's Creed game 10 years ago, and that's it. But Justin, if you don't mind, can I ask you a question about what's going on with you?
Yeah, sure.
So obviously you've been on a lot of channels talking about this now. I mean, you were on Reality Base. You've been making the rounds. Is there ever going to be a point, or maybe you're at this point or whatnot, where you're like, enough dwelling on the past, time to just move forward? Or are you going to keep talking about this? That way it's like, no, this message needs to get out. Where are you sitting on terms of like reliving what's happened? That's been obviously an awful fucking experience.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of there right now. I mean, the only thing is there's still a couple people, and I don't want to say who they are, but if they happen to see this, I'm really grateful for them, because they didn't have to reach out to me, and they've like reached out to me and talked to their personal Google reps and stuff. And hopefully it goes well, because then I definitely will give them a shout out, because I'm really appreciative of them. But once I get a final answer on that of no or yes, that my channel's coming back, then I'll just be able to move on pretty easily. But I'm kind of there right now, man. I'm kind of all in on the new channel. I'm definitely not going to talk about me getting banned on my new channel, because I don't want to get rebanned.
But do you think about that in the back of your mind, like that's like a looping thing, like that's probably gonna? Do you think it's gonna happen? Like
I always knew it was going to happen. Like I've always known that eventually I was going to get banned, because I talk about things that you're not allowed to talk about, and I just didn't think it was going to happen so early. I was hoping I'd get like a couple 100,000 subscribers, so I can have like a Rumble built up, build on other platforms, so that I'd be okay once it does happen. And it just happened so abruptly that I wasn't ready for it.
Swap your face. That would be a great way of protecting yourself.
Also, speaking about the new channel, do you have a looming idea that you feel like the new channel is going to get banned at some point? Like they're going to realize, oh, we banned this guy, and now he's trying to double dip?
I don't know if I'll get banned for like ban evasion, because I know some people who have done similar things, and plus my face isn't in any of my videos or anything. I don't think that my channel
have a ban evasion policy.
It does. Like, yeah, it's when I got banned, it said I'm not allowed to make another account, and and post
So much
videos.
for that.
Spicy.
Yellow
they
Flash
really
did the
do.
same thing. Yellow Flash got
This is
banned. He brought out
totally
Yellow
not
Flash too, and they're
Justin,
still
okay?
going.
YouTube, this is not Justin.
I was just about to say, is this not a good idea for him to be
This is
on?
fine. It's
Justin.
fine.
This is
Alex
Black
Jones goes on streams on
Yeah.
YouTube and they're fine. So
Yeah,
This is a black Justin, everyone. What you're seeing is not a white man, just a very light-skinned black man.
After the stream
Our
is done,
hood
I'll
ninja.
just edit it and I'll race swap you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just make him really
Damn.
black and we're good.
I have a race swap
Justin, what
face.
happened to you has convinced me to take Rumble more seriously because I was treating Rumble as a backup, but now I'm sitting there like trying to find avenues. Like, okay, maybe I should start actually making Rumble like equal to YouTube. My mind, find a way to promote that because
Unless you're gonna be streaming, I don't know.
Yeah, Rumble's video algorithm is shit. Like what I would do
I know my
is
videos do crap on Rumble, but I might
Yeah.
start doing my like my Monday show. I might start simulcasting that. I might start putting it on YouTube and Rumble just as a way because, like I said, it was because of what happened with Justin. I was like, I don't know. I should probably start taking Rumble more seriously.
It's
Well,
a
I'm gonna
good
tell you something about
refugee
Rumble.
camp.
Well,
Yeah.
Rumble,
Oh
I
my
used to get
God.
really shitty views on, and then I don't know what happened, but something happened where I actually started getting views on the videos. Now they're not crazy, but you got to remember I have like 370 followers on Rumble, and I'm getting 50 to 100 views a video. And now this live stream has like 20 people concurrent watching, and it's rising. So it's like you never know, and it's good to just have it because again, they can pull the rug out from under you, which is exactly what happened to Justin, which makes it even worse because if you don't see it coming and you're not even prepped for it, like you can't even reach out to your own subscribers. That's why one thing the quartering did really well was that before he had the Publica, he had an email list that he tried to convince as many people to sign up for, so that if he ever was banned, he has a way to reach the people that would subscribe to him. So it sucks when it happens like that, but at least like your new channel is growing really, really, really fast now. Hopefully this stream helps it a little bit to get some more people over your way. And I think the best fuck you to YouTube is to have a channel that blows up not only quick but bigger than the last one.
A rising star.
Metalopoly's asking, are we going to start posting our videos to Twitter? Don't all of us already do that as well?
I was going to ask, who's doing that? Like, how are you?
I am.
I'm doing it.
I mean, for me, I can tell you at least from the experience of posting long form stuff, people will watch it, and if you make like a link tree or like to your YouTube channel and other socials, like I literally made a link tree to my Rumble and my YouTube, so that if people really like the tweet or they want to support me, they just have to go to my link tree and go straight to my YouTube channel. I did notice that like for the Sound of Freedom, ironically on Twitter, it got more views than it ever did on YouTube. And some of my really old videos like were getting a good bit of views, surprisingly. And on Rumble, the views are shit, but they're higher than I usually get. But here's the thing. Once Rumble gets a better video algorithm, the videos will already be there, and they'll probably grow real fast when that algorithm of theirs and for videos updates. So for now, all I'm doing with them is I'm just putting my tags and everything in the appropriate order over there, and I'm posting, and I'm manually posting, publishing every video that I make. It took me several hours one day just to do all of that for mine. Okay, because I had to download them straight from my YouTube page because I was terrified that they were that something like that, like what happened with Justin, was going to happen to me one time, because
it's going to happen to all of us. We're all going to get purged eventually.
I'm sure, but the thing is, like,
my race card is ready to go. I ain't getting.
I don't think a Trey is going to get purged, man.
You're the last one to be hanged.
I don't think YouTube's going to feel too comfortable with banning someone that is apparently trans, non-binary, Hispanic. All those things are listed. Okay, I am the ultra protected class, at least as far as YouTube knows. And if YouTube dares question that shit, they are fucking bigoted bitches. Okay, I mean, utilize every protection that is
you question
allowed.
her, she will peg you.
That's true though. I mean, like the one stream where I dressed in drag was the only stream that didn't get demonetized until the very end, as opposed to the first 10 minutes.
That is true.
Maybe I should go dress up.
So you're dressing in drag and sucking Cassie's dick. Great.
Hey, desperate times.
Whatever you gotta do. Look, I got no shame. So.
Well, just so you know, Cassie,
whatever
Hispanic
it
is not a
takes.
card you can pull because we're basically white supremacists according to them. So,
not white Hispanics, no. Black
not
Hispanics, you're safe, but not the white ones. I'm sorry. Like, at least they can't get me because like they can't tell if I'm actually a human being or not. Their AI can't apparently. So I'm safe because I use a dragon profile. So yeah, there you go. Do I have to say
I've
I'm
got the
Hispanic?
nose and I've got the eyes too. I've got plenty of.
Yeah, you can
classes
easily.
behind
No,
me.
Asians.
You can be
Asians are treated
Chinese.
even worse than white people, though, dude. That's got nothing for you.
No,
What about the nose?
Ryan, you're glistening white.
oh.
You're done, brother. Like
This
you're gonna
man
be the
is
first
so-
one to go.
I knew where he was going.
This man is reflecting light off of his forehead.
That's not light.
Like
that's just
that's
his natural
white
skin
as
color.
hell.
Now the
I'm
light's
not
on,
even
you
that
see.
white. Like
It's the
goddamn.
angelic vibe from his personal angel because he's part of God's chosen people. He has an angel that comes with him at every
24-year-old Jesus.
And then they had the nerve to put your white ass next to Chad, Justin, and fucking Coach, bro. This is going out bad, bro.
Damn.
Fucking
Come
Giga
on.
Chad and fucking
like Gimli standing
Bill
next to
Smack-
Aragorn and Faramir. Like, oh,
Exactly.
Damn.
But yeah, it's important to be invested at least in one alternative. For me, it's Kick, because I feel as though offering different content with YouTube and Kick is truly favorable to the viewer instead of just posting the same thing everywhere. So it's like you get two different two types of content on two different platforms. One, technically, I'm not supposed to have faith in anything because let's be real now, life is life. But look, man, YouTube, I have very little faith in. Clearly, they don't like us. They don't like me. But Kick, man, Kick is
really
a
don't
great
like Justin.
alternative. Highly rewarding to me whenever someone is kind enough to drop a sub. And guess what? It's gaining traction. People enjoy talking about it. More people are joining every day. And it's exciting. It's exciting to see a small shat on freaking platform grow and fight the power. That's really what it is. We are fighting the power. And to be on a platform that represents that right now is awesome. So definitely, guys.
Let me read the super chat. Sorry, we're at the hour mark, and then we're gonna move on to the next subject real quick. All right,
Aliens.
So first things first, we got Zephyr, who's a member for 10 months, almost a year. Shout out to Zephyr. Says howdy from Kazakhstan. Did I say that right? Kazakhstan. Hope I said that right. We also got KRG, a member for 5 months. Says God feels like forever since I was able to watch a stream from home, and then dropped 5 gifted Hypnotic memberships. Thank you so much, KRG. Much appreciated. And then is that it for the member chats? No, we got Panther 111, member for 2 months. Says 2 months of great content. I don't always get notifications, but I try to be here every Saturday. I appreciate that. And he also dropped 1 gifted Hypnotic membership. Thank you, Panthera. I appreciate you. And now we got the super chats. We got KRG for 50. Says, for 10,000 years, I have slumbered waiting for my time to strike. Many have sought my throne of Chaos Lord, but there can only be one Chaos Lord. Now go forth and spread the gospel of chaos and the power it brings. P.S. The side of chaos has cookies. Damn, I want cookies, bro. Damn.
Yeah, I want cookies too. Damn it.
KRG, that chaos talk, you're gonna get a chaos clip.
Chaos is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
I appreciate
love
you,
that thing.
KRG. Thank you so much. We got Cannoli Sasquatch for $4.99. Says, for the bigot leader, keep up the great work. Thank you, Mr. Cannoli. Much appreciated.
Were you gonna say cannoli scat for a moment?
I was gonna say something. I don't know what it is though.
No,
Thanks.
it sounded like you were gonna say cannoli scat, and I was like, "Come on, what do you have to
Not
do
at
to
all.
him?"
Not at all.
Get with the Sasquatch sounds.
Get out of the scatting
horrendous.
is a great musical skibbity bop bop doo. That's what he meant.
Absolutely. We
Okay,
got OG
fair enough.
Veteran 081 for $19.99. Says, Hypnotic, I've been watching your channel for a while, and I've noticed you not being on my feed. Like, I've got to actively look for your videos. Yep, that sounds about right, sir or ma'am. But I appreciate you regardless for stopping by the stream. I hope
It's
not.
ma'am.
It's
Stopping by the
ma'am.
stream and donating and still hanging out with us. I much appreciate it. And then we got Emily's Whimsical World for 5 with a super sticker. Thank you so much, Emily. I appreciate it. And OG Veteran again for $1.99 says Crowder got a huge deal with Rumble. Yes, he did. He in fact did. And I mean, listen, that's gonna happen for those more prominent creators. And hopefully that starts to trickle down, or at least have a trickle down effect over time. So we'll see what happens with that. But and
Well,
that's it for the
while
super
Emily
chat.
is here, I gotta tell her, Emily, your comments are like the highlight of my day when I see them on my videos. Like Emily will make comments as she's watching the video, so I'll get like 6 or 7 from her, and they're always the sweetest. So Emily, don't ever change.
Coach, is that from the last stream?
awesome.
You colored
Yeah,
it?
I finished it from the last one we started.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's so sick.
That is really great.
Good job,
That is
man.
tranny demon hell.
What? Yo.
I hope so.
Bro, come on.
I think Ryan just likes saying tranny demon. It must be like a thing for him. Who knows?
I
don't
think
really
so
know.
because like
Tourette's with one specific phrase.
Be careful, tomboy. I could say tomboy demon.
what?
Well, you would be correct with that, okay?
I mean, she is a demon to the console peasants.
Dragon
master
demon.
master asshole, okay?
Nice.
True.
All
I
right,
mean,
ladies and
dragon
gentlemen.
demon.
On
mean,
that note, let's switch over to some entertainment talk. Let's change it up a little bit.
Oh,
Nice
no.
little, since we're talking about tranny demons and women demons in general. Let's talk about Secret Invasion. And I know Wyatt wants to jump on this one.
You said talk about entertainment. This is
It's not
The
entertaining.
opposite.
yeah.
From his
To be
description,
fair,
it
it's
sounded
actually
like hell.
pretty entertaining to shit on a lot of this garbage that's out right now. So
Is it?
that's partially.
We are the entertainment, not
Yes.
secret, whatever the fuck.
Not
You know,
Fury
this one is.
castration.
No, not Fury castration. I already have my battle to go with the fucking last 3 episodes of The Witcher. I am not gonna subject myself to
Who all
that
watched it?
garbage.
I watched it.
I know Film Rebel watched it. Who else watched it?
What?
I'd rather die than watch it.
You're already dead, Clan.
You didn't miss anything. This was the most boring, lackluster Marvel show yet.
It is disrespectful.
Who
It
is this
is. It
lady?
very
And
much
should I
is.
care?
Wait, what?
Who is this lady? And should I actually even give a
This
shit
is
anymore?
Amelia Clark. She's a starving actress. She's looking for work. She's had a hard time.
Oh,
Can they
oh,
still
Khaleesi,
really
what
try to
happened
make
to you?
Amelia Clark
Damn it.
happen? Like this
She
is
keeps
not
getting
the first time they
typecasted
tried to
into
put her in
shit.
an action role. They tried to make her Sarah Connor as well in that shitty Terminator movie. Amelia Clark
Yeah.
is not going to be a fucking action star, people. She's probably a
No.
fine actress, but stop trying to make her an action star.
Yes.
What,
I
was
think
she
sorry,
the
like-
chick? Was she the chick in that like princess fighting out of a castle movie? That was
You mean
fucking cringe as
the
hell.
Game of Thrones? You mean Game of Thrones as Daenerys Targaryen? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
When
no
she
no
was
no no!
act-
There's like a independent film that was like a one-off. And
Oh,
there was like a princess, and it's like girl power fighting these people. It's like this
yeah,
is
but
so
I don't remember the name. But here's the thing about Emilia Clarke, guys. Unfortunately, she totally forgot that, like, you know why in Game of Thrones, I think, like, past, what, season 4, I believe it was, her character of Daenerys started showing, like, less nude scenes, even though the books said, like, she basically slept
Yeah.
around to gain power? It's because she literally complained after she gained enough fame from that show to the producers and said, I am not going to do any more nude scenes. I am not some object that you use in order to get more butts on to watch your show. I'm not gonna do my scenes. I'm not gonna do any more nude scenes. And then for some reason the producers thought it was great to show a scene where they later get out of it with literally some dude she sleeps with, but they do the fucking Thor Love and Thunder shot, which is some buck ass naked dude.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm sure the women will enjoy this, but did they have to watch a bunch of episodes to just get this one gratuitous scene? And now I don't want to watch the show because I'm like, what the fuck?
I do find it
Like-
hilarious that they couldn't wait to mimic the Captain Marvel scene from the
Dude,
original.
I was gonna say, like, as awful as this show was, I feel like Amelia Clark probably would have been a better Captain Marvel than Brie Larson.
She should have been cast as Captain Marvel from the.
I mean, they're both
Yeah.
stars.
Jackie Chan would have been a better Miss Marvel than fucking Brie Larson.
I-
Who cares?
You know
Probably.
what? You know what I wanted.
Coach would have
You
been
know-
a better.
I don't know.
Like
but
Jackie
let's-
Chan
but
should have
let's
been
act-
cast.
So the show. So Rebel, you want to go first about the show, or you want me to go?
Well, the most important thing about the show is that Fury's black, and he'll take every single chance it gets to remind you of that.
Yeah.
I heard that's a thing.
So the comic Secret Invasion is huge. It's the Skrulls impersonating the heroes, and it's all like mysterious. You don't know what's going on. Very spy thriller and like big and important. This was just flatline from the very beginning. They treat Fury like dog shit from the very first episode to the very last one. Literally every single character undermines him and like says to his face that he isn't shit. They credit the Skrulls for literally everything Fury has ever done.
Exactly.
That I'm not exaggerating. There's the exact scene where Talos actually says like, we did all of those things for you so you could build up in S.H.I.E.L.D. and that was us. And like it was like, okay, cool. Remember the cool badass from Avengers who actually like got everyone together? No, just pathetic. And then on top of that, the villain of the show is completely bland and boring. He's like an AI Drake. This Amelia Clark is completely forgettable in it. There's no point to watch the show. It'll have no effect on the MCU. It was completely boring. There's nothing there's nothing exciting about the show is what I was trying to say. You would think like a spy thriller, you might be like, how are they going to solve it? What like gadgets or techniques are they going to use to like outsmart each other? No, this is just every superpower ever, and Fury just happens to listen on every conversation. That's it.
Use green screen, then the aliens will disappear.
Every power.
So basically,
Trace, go.
So basically, what they did was they wanted Secret Invasion, but they wanted this shit fast. And then somebody came to them and was like, "Oh, we want another Winter Soldier, like, you know what I'm saying, situation." And so it was like, let's do it with Nick Fury then.
Yeah.
And like on the surface, okay, another like they wanted this to be a Winter Soldier sequel. But why the fuck would you include aliens in that? It makes no sense. But let me tell you how bad this shit is. They literally did the same scene 3 times throughout the season.
Yep.
I wonder if Film Rebel's gonna know what I'm talking about. It was the first time Samuel L. Jackson. Nick Fury comes to meet Rhodey. They want to team up, talk about how they're both black, and you're a brother, I'm a brother, but I'm secretly a brother as an alien though, so we don't really. But anyway, so they kind of talk to each other.
Nick Fury literally says, "Help me because we're both black."
Exactly.
Oh my
God. Exactly. And so Rhodey pretty much tells him, "Go fuck yourself." All right, cool. So Nick Fury comes back and sneaks into Rhodey's apartment. It was like, let's try this again. We're both black.
Yep.
And Rhodey says,
and he pulls out liquor too to be like, we're both black. Let's drink. Come on, bro.
He says, we're both black. Do you want to try to work together again? And Rhodey says politely, okay, go fuck yourself again, or else I'll do this.
Did he pull out a bottle of whiskey on that one?
No. And so once again, Nick Fury leaves with his tail between his legs, like, okay, shit, I didn't know he was gonna do that. Okay. Nick Fury meets him again, this time in a hospital, and says, this time, fucker, I know who you are. So you're gonna work with me because I know you're not black, or I'll do this. And then what does Rhodey do? He says, go fuck yourself or else. And then once again, Nick Fury goes, okay. And he leaves.
Oh my God.
He's not exaggerating at all. This is exactly what happened.
You went to this guy 3 times and he told you to go fuck yourself, and you had no plan. You had no alternative. You didn't fucking have a fucking rock, paper, scissors fight before you went and asked him this shit. No, he told you to go fuck yourself 3 times, and each time he had a threat and you didn't have a comeback. You just, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. No,
dude,
stop.
Remember the scene too? Nick Fury's already being talked shit to by the Skrull, and he's like, back in the day, we rode in the Color Cloud, we brought fried chicken and watermelon, and it was scrumptious. Like, this is literally a scene in the show.
That is the most racist shit ever. Like, so stereotypical.
I didn't make that up.
I legitimately remember seeing the trailers for this show and thinking it was going to be halfway decent.
Yes.
And then I started, because you guys remember, like we talked about it when it first was announced. I'm like, this has
too much hope.
This has potential. No,
I
really
Cassie, you're jaded. Cassie, you are jaded.
You're not lying.
No,
This is true.
Cassie is right though. I don't know how any of you could have seen this and thought there was hope. You want to know the most telling part
course
about
the guy
all
that's
this
sucking her
shit?
dick is
I
taking
told
them.
this kid the most telling part about all this shit was that there weren't any articles claiming it was being review bombed. Even the
That's
mainstream
true.
media was like,
It was
It was all
completely
CGI.
ignored.
Well, to be
Even
fair-
Nick Fury's gun was CGI. Because
Even the
he
walls,
was
they
there.
were standing in front of the
Only-
fucking CGI. You can tell in the trailer. There's a scene where Bilbo is standing in front of a brick wall. It's a fake brick wall. You can tell.
Yeah.
Me
I
and
only
Film
thought
Rebel are
it
not
had
done.
hope after the
No.
first
Me
trailer.
and
I'm like,
Film
wow,
Rebel
that's.
are not done roasting.
I'm just.
No.
That's fine. You can keep roasting. I'm just saying. I only thought it had hope after the first trailer. Then I saw the second one, and after that, I was like, yeah, no, this is not.
Dude,
I'm
the
not-
trailer-
Let me
agree
tell you
that
about
if-
these trailers.
All right, go ahead.
These
Let's go.
trailers hyped up Samuel Jackson. I'm
Yep.
talking about slow motion scenes with him walking with a gun, the beard.
Looking
He
up
took the
eye
eye
patch.
patch off. He's coming out of the ship with the silhouette. Oh, this look gangster. Okay, we're gonna see
Yep.
what they do. And
Some,
they
like,
spent 6 episodes telling him you're old, you last only 2 minutes, your dick is little, you can't shoot anymore, you're black, you're trash.
And your life don't matter.
Exactly.
So I'm just curious. Did a white woman write this show?
Probably.
Oh,
I'll
and
look
Nick
it up
Fury's
for you.
married to an alien.
A fucking scroll!
Yeah,
There
great.
is not a single nigga
And
on the
after-
planet that would fuck a goddamn alien. There's not one. That
Especially
alien
a
don't
green
even have
one.
a fat ass.
That's some white people shit. That's not black people shit.
The alien wasn't even thick. Didn't even
The alien
and
wasn't
then
even
after-
black.
woman.
After he finds out
That's the
she's an
pet
alien,
peeve.
he still goes in for more. He goes back to continue pounding.
Bro, he was
That's it.
slapping those green
Oh,
cheeks.
Yeah.
like, bro.
He was like, "Oh, this is what the white people be doing. I
He
like
has
this."
alien
Oh,
age.
Dude, I forgot to tell anybody about this
If
because the
no, I
show's
think
so
we
fucking
found out why
boring.
Atreus was so pissy on Twitter today. He's just been waiting for this. It wasn't about a woman at all. It was about a fucking scroll.
There's a quote in this show I completely forgot about because the show is so forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
But Olivia Colman, who was actually a somewhat decent character in it, she's torturing one of the Skrulls, and one of the Skrulls is saying how like how their men are in charge or some shit. Their women aren't allowed to some certain level. And Olivia Colman's character says, "Oh, I'm very used to that. My species does the same thing, holds women down and kills them. That's what all the podcasts are about."
I saw that clip. Atreus showed it. I was like, what the fuck?
Yes.
Oh no,
Yes,
he's gonna
she
look
said
that shit
something
up.
Much like the men in my species, always gaslighting you when they're not threatening to kill you.
Oh
That's what
god,
all the
that is
podcasts
Yep,
are about.
that-
Boom.
That's what she
that's
said.
fucked up. That is fucked
Go,
up.
go fuck yourself, bitch.
That should be a
fuck
dance
yourself.
move.
Amazing.
Oh,
This
God.
show
Tell me how you
It
really
was
feel about
so
this show.
boring.
Abomination.
Yeah.
Of a
Thank
fucking
you.
show, dog. I don't know what, like, this is rock bottom. This is the real rock bottom. I thought
Yeah.
She-Hulk was
No,
rock bottom.
it's not.
I will watch She-Hulk every day for the rest of my life.
You watch
if
the
I don't
Marvel?
enjoy
Back-
watching
I'm-
it.
that, and
I
then
will
there's
back
gonna be
that
a
because
new rock
with,
bottom.
with
Tell me.
She-Hulk, you'll get a negative reaction where you'll make funny jokes and shit of it. Secret Invasion is just like your brain melting out of your skull watching Nick Fury be just dragged across the fucking mud.
The color palette was great the entire show. Okay, it was great. It was dull. Nick Fury was dull. He's such a fucking incel. He is such a we're talking about the greatest spy known to man in the MCU. And he's such a fucking incel. He had to get a fucking scroll that let's keep it a bean that he kind of pimping. He pimping the scroll.
He was straight up pimping the Skrulls.
So
100%.
he pretty much told her, listen, I can't get a woman in real life. I'm gonna need you to change it to one so I can live the life I want to live. Let's
No,
just
you
keep
can't
it a
be
bean.
fucking no, you can't be fucking serious. Did they really
No,
do that
not-
to him?
Not exactly like that.
No, I don't.
Not exactly that way.
No.
It doesn't change the
Look at
fact
this
that
shit.
it happened.
Look at
Oh my
Motherfucker.
god.
this shit. Any black
Wow.
man would be running by now.
Unless you got a
Hey,
fat
yo.
ass.
Like,
I just wanted to tell you that.
She
I don't
does
like
look
Olivia.
black.
Earlier in the show, when he finds out she's a Skrull, she goes, "Would you still have loved me as my normal self?" And I was like, "No, bitch. What the fuck are you talking about?"
Bro, how do you tongue kiss that with them teeth?
It's got to be green on the inside too,
Yeah.
right?
Dude, imagine
Like,
blowjob.
what?
like you must have known. Like, you can't say you didn't know.
Once
Oh,
you
he
go
knew.
green,
It didn't
you never
hurt.
be clean.
He knew.
Yeah, he didn't care. That ass must have been crazy, Atreus. I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't.
Guys,
It
but-
wasn't.
They fucked Nick Fury so bad in the show. Not only is he getting pegged by a Skrull, but if Emilia Clarke's character was not in the show, Nick Fury would have solved nothing.
That looks like Jada Smith.
Let's see the final scene.
That I love you as I am.
Damn, somebody says that Jada. Oof, bro.
Yeah.
Damn.
That doesn't look like his real face. This looks like bad CGI.
It's CGI.
Yeah.
Turn it off. Turn it the fuck off, bro.
That is some.
I actually think that Samuel L. Jackson probably pushed for this scene because he's talked about how much he likes hentai. So,
He does.
Can you imagine they literally saw this scene and looked themselves dead in the mirror and said, "Man."
Here's the writers, by the way, guys.
One hell of a.
This is a great finale.
So they're probably watching this and they're like, "Yeah, this is powerful." You know, this is like
one
really
hell of a interspecies kiss. It's hard enough seeing an interracial one.
Bro,
black men avoid black women so much. Now they're fucking aliens.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Now,
First it was the white women. Now it's aliens stealing black men. Wow, black women, y'all got it rough. Casey, where you at?
Bro, you hit Atreus at his fucking core.
Once you go black, you go green.
The truth. Look, just show my screen. Hey, Atreus, show my screen, Hypno. That way, Atreus can see who the guy. I already checked their pictures. Yeah, I already seen the pictures of most of these people. Let me put it this way: the majority were white men. There was, I think, and there were 2 white men, and there were 2 women, and I think they were all white and Latina.
I don't need nobody black to write this shit.
No, I know, but like, it just hurts to know
someone
like
human.
Yeah,
Nice to know fellow Klansmen are writing this.
like what?
Well, when the writing is literally to reference like Nick Fury being black as often as possible, you have to wonder like how genuinely fucking like bigoted these people are.
Okay, so wait. This show was written by a bunch of white men. They have Nick Fury going, "We used to run in Comic-Con with a bunch of fried chicken and watermelon."
Yeah. Why do you think the stereotypes were so fucking hardcore and unrealistic?
Yeah.
It's because these people don't know. Look, I'm not saying that, if you have black people or characters in your show that you need to hire an exclusively black actor in order to get the full depiction, because there's been great movies that were written by white people that are about black characters. That's not the point. The point is you're hiring writers that either they're not experienced or they have ulterior motivations than making a good product.
They think they're God. They think they're God. They know.
They think they're doing the right thing.
Bro,
so like, if you're a white guy,
White
if
savior.
you're a film rebel, and what? What did you say?
What?
This is the white savior complex.
Yeah, the white savior complex.
If you guys saw,
but so if you're a film rebel and you're making a movie, if you're a film rebel and you're making a movie about black character and you want to make sure you get something right, you talk to some black people. Hey, I want to make sure I get this right. I ain't gonna put your credit on there, but I'm gonna make sure I get this right, so I don't fuck up. You know what this is on the level of? Remember when Miles Morales became Thor?
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking
about that all the time.
Comic. Yeah,
they made this man
comic.
talk in rap.
By Odin's fade, nigga. Really?
Yeah.
By Odin's fade.
With Jordans on. With Jordans on.
No, that nigga had Tim's. Oh, yeah.
No, it was
Miles
Jordan.
Morales
It was
had Jordans on.
Yeah.
But Odin had on Tim's, my nigga.
Yeah. And his chest
Are you out of your rabbit? Hold up.
His chest plate was a hoodie.
I don't think y'all understand how fucking stupid this shit was.
It was bad. It was really, really bad.
Hold on. Because
all jokes aside,
by a white guy as well. The Thor.
Yeah.
He's doing the close up. Oh no, he's serious now.
God. Do y'all understand how fucking stupid this shit was? I need you to understand.
Look how big that nose is, folks.
Shut up, Klansman.
Don't pronounce
that shit was
Look
so
at that teeth
stupid.
whitening.
Jesus fucking Christ.
God damn.
Hey, look.
Yeah, but for real, that was some racist shit.
Let me.
Yeah.
I need to like. Oh goodness.
And it's
Thank
gay
you for reminding
too.
me, Atreus.
Bro, he's got a hoodie on.
It's graffiti on the fucking Rainbow Bridge. Are you out of your fucking mind?
What? And the hammer. And the hammer.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Don't forget the hammer.
It's on the hammer.
I want to reiterate, his chest plate is a hoodie. I want to reiterate.
Looks like
this.
a scroll.
got that shit wrapped around his
Whoever
waist.
came up with this, their family used to own a plantation.
He's got the
for
basketball
sure.
socks.
It was an Indian guy.
Bro.
It was a fucking Indian guy. So no,
racist
they didn't own
Indian
a
guy.
plantation.
No, it was
Probably
actually
some of them are.
Mikado.
No, it was an Indian guy.
Mikado.
Definitely an Indian guy. He had to come out and apologize, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But again, this is what happens when you have diverse, I will say, characters being written by non-diverse people usually. Because this person was written, by a diverse person, but most of them aren't. Most of them are
By a liberal moron.
I'll
take every white supremacist white and a black writing a black character over fucking whatever.
But they are. The thing is, they are. Like,
but they don't even
this
realize
is how
it.
they truly are. Like, they really do feel as though they are better than black people, and so they have to give handouts. That's how they feel in their fucking heart. Instead of treating people who happen to be black as equals, they automatically say, like, oh, you got, like, they know in their heart, they feel that black people are inferior, and that is why they must give these, these tokenisms or these handouts. Like, they don't treat black individuals as equals. They automatically feel immediately that they are below and that they must become white savior because these people
that Bosch interview. Did you see that Bosch interview with Jesse?
Cock-sucking parasite.
Well, look at the reaction with the Jason Aldean song, where you have tons of videos of black people who are like, I have nothing wrong with this song, and then all the people who have something wrong with the song are
the
white
only people I know who are mad about that song are white. All of them, 100% of the people I know who are pissed off and are like making those stupid gifts about it.
Even black people who are obviously racist are like, "What the fuck am I listening to? This shit is trash, but it ain't racist."
Right? Yeah. I mean, this shit doesn't slap, but it's not racist.
Like all you gotta do is just sit in. Like there's trap music playing in the car, and you just stop and play this Jason Aldean.
Oh, right, yeah.
Jason Aldean
He is
song.
going all
They
out
go
on
from
this
slide on the ops, shooting up the cops, and then you play this song, and it's like, bro, what
Look,
is this?
Atreus, I think I made the perfect meme sequence to personify exactly how you feel about this show. Here you go.
Really, nigga?
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all?
Yep.
You niggas are crazy.
Yep. Just throwing out the N-word.
But
that's him watching Secret Invasion.
I know you said it doesn't affect the MCU going forward. But the problem is, and I want everybody who didn't watch this show to know that the fucking president at the end of the show
This was hilarious.
He pretty much ordered executions on any known skull aliens on the planet Earth.
Not only that, like suspected scrolls.
In
every country. In every country.
And so they were killing innocent people.
The president was ordering hits on civilians in Russia, in London. This shit was, and they just played it off like it's nothing.
Wait,
it was
we're gonna. A moment. What happened? Where'd I been?
Let me run that back for you, Slayer. Let me bring that back. Because at the end, they was going after the president, and they had to convince the president that Rhodey was a Skrull. So Nick Fury killed Rhodey right in front of the president, and it turned out to be a Skrull. So I guess he got all emotional about it and got on the addressed the country and said, "Listen, we got Skrulls in this bitch. I'm gonna need y'all to get rid of them all." That's pretty much what the nigga said.
Yeah.
And so people start.
He literally says on like a broadcast to the entire world, like, "We will find you and we will kill you." And then it just shows like politicians and people like during the middle of like public speeches being gunned down by troops in like Russia and London and Paris and like
they
all
ripped
of
off more than that. You could call it the final solution to the Skrull
only
question.
That, you know how Nick Fury responded to this? He pretty much called the fucking president and said, "You're such a bigot. You're such a bigot."
Seriously?
That's pretty.
Yeah.
He literally said,
Fury was like,
"Everything's
that's
fine."
not
He
cool,
said,
bro.
"Everything's
All right,
fine
I'm going back to space."
Except that hateful ass speech you just did.
But didn't the Skrulls try to like? I'm so confused.
Didn't you
like,
just shoot a Skrull in the face right in front of him?
Talos is such a moron that when Nick Fury got blipped away, he said, "Well, I'm just gonna call up everybody left from my race and bring them all to Earth because that wasn't gonna have any fucking consequences at all." Yep. And so now the president is like, "Listen, we got a hostile alien race who damn near just killed me. So I'm gonna go ahead and order a strike on all of them." And your response to that is like, "Hey, listen, man, you such a bigot. Why would
You're
you?
like, bro, that's not cool. Hate isn't cool,
Why?
man.
Why? Because you was boning a scroll, nigga. Just because you
Yeah.
was boning a scroll
No.
don't fucking mean that we. And then
Scroll
now,
lives matter.
after the Marvels, after the Marvels, we're gonna get Captain America 4. All right, that doesn't address this shit.
It's probably not going to. Yeah.
Not going to address it.
Confirmed. Not going to. So we have a celestial sticking out of the side of the fucking
And
planet.
no one has
that
addressed.
nobody has said
What?
shit about.
No one has even noticed it.
Nobody. You don't even see any characters with selfies next to the shit, bitch. It's
There's
just
a deity sticking out of the fucking planet.
Pacific Ocean.
I mean,
And nobody's saying nothing. Now we got close to 1 million scrolls that are down here getting shot. Like you just minding your business, shopping at Kroger. You
the way
trying to
you're
holler.
saying it, it's like a fucking
trying to holler
gang
at this
war
chick.
infestation.
You trying to holler at this chick because she listen. You trying to holler at this chick because she got a fat ass. You and Kroger in the fucking grocery section trying to fucking get a number and shit, and some dude in a green KKK mask comes by and blows her brains out.
Yeah, just
and
straight hit.
you're like, whoa,
Wait.
you just killed this woman right in front of me.
They
What the
show
fuck is
in the
this
show.
show?
They show in the show that not all of them that they gunned down were scrolls. That some of them were actually
but
human.
listen, you
they're
trying
cool
to holler
with
at this chick with the fat ass, and then he shoots her in the head, and you look down, it's like, oh shit, that's a fucking scroll. Well, I want to join now too, because I would have fucked that scroll if you would have never shot her in the head. God damn
Justin
it.
has been sinking the more you keep talking about how shit this show like his body has been unconsciously sinking.
Imagine
I can't help it, dude.
That's not Atreus's laugh. He's secretly a scroll. Get him.
And
Oh
now
my
you got
God.
Amelia Clark's Gaia, who is the most powerful character in the universe now.
Ever.
Like,
Yeah.
She has
unquestioned-
every
What?
power.
Within
Unquestioned.
seconds can summon any Avenger power ever, even the ones who were never on Earth. Can bring up every single power and use it. She literally has Mantis's antennas grow out of her fucking forehead and makes the enemy look.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
She could shit infinity stones out of her ass.
I'm really glad I didn't watch this shit.
Yeah. It's not even worth hate watching. It's just
Well,
fucking
and-
pathetic.
Rumors are getting stronger.
Your
Robert
review
Downey
where you
Jr. is
said-
about to re-enter the Marvel franchise.
Why wasn't it your review where you were talking about how the Skrulls have mastered interplanetary travel?
Yes.
Yet for some reason, they for 30 years
The
couldn't find a fucking
Skrulls
planet
can
to live
travel
on?
throughout the galaxy. They can turn into any species and hide themselves. And they ask a man from the 70s who's just not aware of aliens at all to find them a new place to live. And he's like,
but
I
not
got
only
you.
that, why would they ever submit to mankind? These
Yeah.
are the niggas who was at war with the Kree.
They could have just blown up the fucking entire race upon arrival and been like, all right, it's our
Like,
planet now.
What have you been doing for the last 5? First of all, if I was a Skrull, honestly, I'd come down. Taylor's like, okay, so you called me here because this is our new home. Well, we're gonna have to hide. Hide who? Who hide?
Right. What?
These niggas, they got men dressing up as
You
women.
literally
I'm
just
not
show
hiding
up
shit.
and cause massive like, terror senses
I'm
and
not
disappear.
I'm not hiding as shit.
Yeah.
I'm disguising myself, and then we're gonna kill off as many. We're gonna make them submit to us. We don't need
Yeah.
5 years to do
Invasion
that
of the Body
shit. We're the
Snatchers.
fucking Skrulls. We fly. They can't even fly interstellarly, bitch. We can.
Iron Man's dead. Like,
We
there's
can.
nothing protecting this planet.
It gets
Atreus.
worse. Rhodey has been a Skrull since Civil War. So
Yeah.
you mean to tell me that Rhodey has been in sedation for what, 5, 6 movies? He don't even know that his best friend is dead. What the fuck?
Yo,
This nigga
rage.
This nigga just
God
woke
damn it.
up. He woke up and he said, man, listen, get me on the phone with Tony because we have the same doctor and I haven't seen my doctor. My legs don't work. God damn it. And Tony said that he had my insurance for the rest of my life because he's my best friend. And then somebody says, listen, I need you to sit down. I can't, bitch. I can't fucking walk. You think I can just sit down? I'm a phone. Listen, Rhodey, I need you to understand something. Rhodey, I need you to understand. Rhodey.
This is like rings of power terrible.
What's going on in Britain right now?
Brody,
I have not seen Atreus react like this. Like, this reminds me of our Rings of Power days where we were just fucking angry
we were
at
just
everything.
as broken in Rings of Power. I remember.
Tony Stark is dead. How did he fucking die? He sacrificed his life.
We thought you were there.
He sacrificed his life.
Fuck.
And I need you to understand, he sacrificed his life using an Infinity Stone when we literally had scrolls that who could have just disguised himself as Thanos and sent that nigga to another fucking planet. They had the powers to steal. They have the power to steal powers, but apparently we didn't know that when we was fighting Thanos. So your best friend gave his life for no fucking reason. I just want you to know that shit.
Salty, you're wrong with that comment. No, pull up his comment real quick. He said,
by the way,
he said,
I don't know
look
if
at the
Brody, I don't
veins
know if
on
you're
that
aware, but Nick
forehead.
Fury's
It looks
black.
like a map of content.
And you have to do everything he says.
Atreus is
Does it
definitely
have bullet
done.
holes in it?
It's done.
It's done. That was the nail in the coffin.
That was it. Atreus looking
That
blue
show's straight
faced.
garbage.
Get some oxygen into that forehead, Atreus. You're gonna die of brain
Breathe.
failure from too much angry banter.
Don't
See
worry,
what
his
happens, though,
fade
with
will
these
save him.
shows? Like honestly, like we've had more fun doing this than probably watching the show. Like I'm almost
Oh,
positive
God,
you guys fell
Yeah,
asleep.
I'm quite
Speak
sure.
for yourself. I got a headache, man.
Well,
gave
yeah,
me
it
a
probably got
laugh
worse.
attack.
Yeah.
With all the rage bursts, like it's funny. In the beginning, he's
Thank
like,
you, Tracy.
"Hey," yeah,
I didn't breathe. I'm trying to breathe.
bro. In the beginning, he's like, "Okay, guys, look, I got a headache. I won't be able to talk. It won't be as fired up as usual." And then we talk about Secret Invasion, and he just goes Thanos angry on their ass.
Yo,
It just-
Atreus turned
it
into
makes no
Oppenheimer
sense.
so fucking quick.
Like he dropped that bomb, that nuclear
Captain
bomb,
Marvel,
and left no survivors.
Captain Marvel dropped a hostile alien race on Nick Fury in the 90s and disappeared for
bounced.
30 years. And what did she do? She spent 30 years jacking off that cat.
White women,
What the
fucking
fuck are we
white
doing?
women, bro.
What the fuck are we doing?
Well, that's why
you-
Nick Fury
Playoff
likes that
face,
alien
playoff
ass
face,
because
shit.
a white woman taught him about it. That's what it is. So
Like
Oh,
you
for
literally
fuck's
dropped
sake.
off a hostile alien race and disappeared for 30 years. You ain't call, you ain't even offer up no pussy or nothing. You just said, like, you just straight up just dropped it. And you're the one that has the power to find another planet. Where is Nick Fury? Why did
He's
Film Room,
chilling on
why
Earth
is
driving
it
Cadillac.
Why is it Nick Fury's fucking job to find them other planets? He can't fucking fly to another planet. They can't even do interstellar travel.
Oh God.
What was you
look.
going to send him to Pluto?
No, Mars. It's red, where most of these fuckers.
When you
should
start
go.
questioning, it's going to become very difficult to maintain your sanity, as it has been already.
And I've looked up comments from people who are being like, haters are just mad. This show is great. I'm like, how fucking brain dead are you?
That
Like,
fucking John Campia moron talking about this is a good show. I actually like this show.
No,
but
it's not.
The finale was bad. John Campia,
Campia is
you
retarded.
fucking moron. You like this show?
I actually like John Campia.
And where's Matt Ramos? Where's Matt Ramos cornball ass?
I have no
dare
idea who that is.
I dare that motherfucker to sit up here and act like he liked that shit. What about that emergency? That emergency awesome nigga been trying to make fucking reviews of the episodes like he know that shit ain't trash. If you don't get the fuck out of here.
Atreus is not normally this angry. You just caught him in a rare moment.
I'm
where
glad
he's
I'm
just dying.
thousands of miles away from Atreus right now.
I saw a bunch of white YouTubers saying that the conversation between Nick Fury and Don Cheadle saying that they're both black is one of the greatest conversations in Marvel history.
The same fucking morons. The same fucking morons that thought that Falcon and the Winter Soldier speech was great.
You gotta do better.
Yeah, I'm a black man wearing wearing the Captain America outfit. It doesn't get more crazy than that.
But white people.
The only part of my body that's not protected is the top of my head.
White people love that shit, man. They love that virtue signaling nonsense, bro.
I can't with Disney at this point. Like
The only
at
thing
this
I
point,
like
just
about liberal
sabotaging.
whiteism, the only thing I like about liberal whiteism is that the white women who are liberal love some black penis. I won't complain about that. You conservative women are hard to crack. I see you. You are hard to crack. But you conservative white women,
Why crack?
But if you offer up,
now we got to the real deep-seated issues Atreus is dealing with. Conservative women are not giving it up to Atreus, man. What are we doing?
That state-of-the-art whip that's made from weave and fucking Ryan's fucking dead skin cells. I bet you'll crack in. I bet you'll crack in.
All you gotta do is some race play, Atreus. They love that shit.
They love it. They fucking love it.
Nothing Ryan says the rest of this episode will top that right there. Sorry, Ryan, you have been out racist for this episode of SNH.
Keep that man away from white women. We don't want any bad things to happen.
Shout out to My Nerdy Home taking the time to stop by. Thank you, My Nerdy Home. What's up, Steph? You guys, to piggyback off that liberal white people shit, did you guys see the video that's going around of like the compilation of Jason Aldean reactions to the song, like between white people and black people? It's actually really fucking funny. It's really funny. Like, and I couldn't find the clip, so I got to watch Officer Tatum's video. But this is pretty damn telling.
I did see this. Yeah.
I just look at the reaction difference. Again, look at the reaction.
He goes on in one of his tweets to say how the song's not. White people first. I got the white people first. The white man go first. Okay.
That's right.
He say that.
Not about race. It's not a racist song at all. That doesn't mention race nowhere in it. No, it doesn't. But the video heavily leans on the ideas of the BLM protest, and definitely leans on the idea that if you start a protest in our town, we're going to fuck you up. So it's a very racist video, in my opinion.
Racist.
Don't trust anyone
who look like this. Yes.
Don't trust anyone who looks like that.
I have an answer to the previous dude. Basically, the reason why they're putting the BLM stuff is because at the time, and still to this day, they were the most fucking violent and destructive protests that have ever happened in this country's recent history. So, of course, he is going to fucking show them because it's the most relevant shit that makes sense to its song. It had nothing to do with racism, you fucking fucktard.
But not only that, but did you see him with the fucking bandana and the goatee? You can tell that hard.
Yeah, he's trying to pretend he's a fucking redneck. I can see who that shit.
1994 just because they're black, so he needs to shut the hell up.
You can tell.
I can tell when a person's a real redneck or not. This dude's pretending to be a fucking southern redneck to make
100%.
You can try, but you ain't gonna do nothing. This song is literally about Sundown Town. It is the purest form of racism.
What's with the lip
trust
stretching?
me, Jason Aldean ain't the only one that's thinking like this.
It's a literal form of racism. We're going to
for losing weight for that video.
Wait,
this is everybody's favorite kind of liberal right here. This is where it really gets.
This is so far the big
like that, Atreus?
Does she have a big booty at least? Please.
She ain't white enough. Does, but she's just hold the dog.
Highlight footage.
The condescending tone, you're gonna love it.
From Black Lives Matter protests. Are you following me now?
Yet the person spitting in the face of the cop was a white lady. These people are so stupid. I'll let them finish.
Protests that didn't happen because a bunch of delusional people were upset that an orange orangutan lost an election.
I fucking hate the people.
She like Adam.
They're the most retarded people who think that they're smarter than everybody, and they talk down to everyone like such assholes.
It's the condescending tone, man. Listen.
From people
hold on, real quick. 99 you ain't one in the comments said his family tree looks like a wreath out in Utah. And that is so beautifully savage.
TMG. Peace out.
For injustice. Innocent people
looting,
getting killed.
No. Looting and killing and hurting people and bludgeoning people is their concern.
Destroying
That's
businesses.
What it is. White lady. Okay.
The hands of police.
Jason Aldean is from Macon, Georgia. Population 150,000. And Homestead, Florida. Population 80,000.
He sounds like he wrote Bros.
Yeah, he's gay shit.
Miami.
Oh my god!
And he shot
Tell
that
me
music
I'm
video
gay.
to go along with this racist dog whistle song in Columbia, Tennessee, which has a population of 43,000. Conversely, I'm from a tiny little town that has never once had more than 2,000 people in it as long as it's existed.
They all died of
quite
AIDS.
frankly, he can take his small town country cred and shove it straight up his chocolate whiz way. Jason Aldean ain't nothing but a big city boy in small town drag.
And it's all these stupid ass
Wait.
people from big cities who like the main thing that I've seen going around the internet right now from liberals is equating like every bad thing that has ever happened in a small town as being like the definition of what it is. And
Well,
no,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm saying they're just reaching for these extreme examples to be like, oh, one person was lynched once in this town like 200 years ago. Therefore, every small town is a town where people are lynched constantly.
Well, it's the white people that are assuming the moment they hear about crime that it automatically ties to black people. That's
and
like,
they're
they're
racist as
hearing
fuck.
about crime, and the guy's singing about don't bring that crime here to the small town, and that's for whites and blacks. But the moment they hear crime, they equate that to black people because they are inherently racist and stereotypical in their own mind. But watch this. This is the good part when black people will react to it now. Watch this.
All right, now you see the white man virtue signaling, calling Jason Aldean a racist, but then we looked at black people's response. Roll the clip.
I ain't got no problem with the song. Everybody want to talk about is racist, is this, he talking about lynching. I'm talking about Jason Aldean's video, the one they want to pull. I ain't got no problem with the motherfucker.
On the surface, they say that it's because it's dog whistling to racism. But you and I know that the liberals will stretch like Mr. Fantastic to attach anything to racism. And if you listen to the lyrics of the song, it doesn't allude to anything racist at all.
This is a trailer right here.
Gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up and that shit might fly in the city.
Whenever you trigger liberals, it is a great day in America. They're mad even though their rap music's lyrics is all about taking each other's lives, giving each other drugs, smack that hoe, whoop that trick, come get this wop. Yeah, sure, there's crime in small towns. The difference is how it's handled and not tolerated. It's called being civilized.
And you try some crazy stuff in a small town, yeah, for lack of a better word, you probably gonna get dealt with. That goes for any skin color.
His hairline. I gotta ask you a question real quick. Have you ever seen a black guy in a Tommy Hilfiger shirt? Because I had never seen a black guy in a Tommy Hilfiger shirt.
He need to deal with that hairline.
What hairline? Where is it?
Where is it? Oh, you mean the black specs? Oh, sorry, I didn't know his hairline. By the way, I want to say something real quick.
Homie sporting a George Jefferson at 20. That's insane.
Whoa. Let them finish, and you guys can
There's
get
no
your
such thing. Black Chads are called Tyrones, bro. You got to get the terminology right.
fact. All right, let's finish it up.
So, man, can we please stop the fake outrage? It's a lot of things that we could be mad about. This ain't one of them.
So, guys, since
Like
everyone's been
Cassie
calling
not
that new
twerking.
Jason Aldean song racist, I decided to do some investigating of my own, and I listened to the song, and the
Is this
entire
me?
song is actually
Looks like
about
you.
criminals. Are these people assuming he's talking about black people? And if they're assuming he's talking about black people, when the entire song is about criminals, doesn't that make them the racist?
Jason Aldean is what I do believe his name is. Now, he made a song called Try That in a Small Town. People are outraged and say that this song is racist. No, it's not.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
This is the
That's
best
the
part.
racist right there. Thinking that everything that you saw in that video was strictly towards black people. Some of y'all didn't even watch the video. There's white people committing those same acts of crime that black people do. It's right there. And it's on TV. Those is news clip, that's footage. So was the news racist for putting out that same footage?
Yes.
Is everybody just racist for, like, come on, man.
Yes.
Use your own brain and critically think about before
Brain?
y'all just get to saying the racist because then when we use the racist card for real, on some real, it don't hit that hard.
The Jason Aldean tried that in a small town, which this video has nothing to do with how they're trying to paint this video to be. People see a country singer, they hear words like "try it in a small town," they see people in front of the Capitol, and they automatically assume racism. I'm so tired of it, man. I bet those people ain't even really thoroughly listened to the lyrics. They just automatically got offended by the title.
Really trying to cancel this is really
facts. That's basically it.
Oh, I want to say one thing, and you know, it's just this is so fucking profound now that I've thought about it. White crazy activists who claim to be liberals, you know, you fucked up real bad when a niggle in a tank top and a fucking Dewey is telling you fucked up. Like, I'm sorry, that's bad. Like, that's some bad PR move right there. I'm sorry.
But they're saying what we've been saying for a while, right? So
Yeah,
like
of course.
it's the same people. If you want to tie it to let's tie it to like entertainment, right? The same people who are making these diverse characters are normally not very diverse themselves. So they when they make these characters, they make them in the most stereotypical way possible because that's how they view black people in their mind, right? This is why when they push diversity, it's almost always about black people. It's never about Hispanics or any other race for that matter. It's almost always diversity is tied or synonymous with black skin. At least that's how it is in entertainment Hollywood right now. So these same people, when they hear a song like that that's talking about crime and bringing crime to a small town and you're going to be dealt with, they automatically assume, oh, crime? Why are you talking about black people like that? Who thought about black people other than you? You're the one who thought about that because in your mind, that's how you view black people. So when you virtue signal a line and you say, oh, we need to stand for the black man, this, that, and the third, nobody believes you because you're the one secretly thanking God that those same people are not around you in your neighborhood or whatever the case may be. You're thanking anybody you can that they're not around you. It's the same way during when the BLM riots happened. All the politicians were like, hey, yeah, go out, protest, destroy shit. This is just the voice of the unheard. And
COVID doesn't spread with protests.
The moment those protests came to their place, because I remember a couple of Congress people and politicians, their homes, actually, their blocks were getting attacked by the same protesters. Now, all of a sudden, they were tweeting out, is anybody going to stop these animals? Who's going to stop them? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's always great when it's not affecting you. But then the moment it does affect you, now the real you wants to come out. And that's usually the issue with this. So, I mean, you guys can chime in, though. Justin, what do you think? You've been quiet for a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously it's pretty ridiculous. I think somebody made a good point in that video talking about how there's, not just black people committing the crimes, it's white people too. There's a lot of people in those protests, that were not black in the fiery but peaceful protests back then. They weren't all black people committing those crimes, man. It was a lot of white people. I mean, even Jake Paul, he was caught on camera like running into a mall and looting a store, like rich ass white dude, like committing, obvious crimes.
How American of him.
Right, just doing it for fun, and it is.
It was a trending thing in the
UK. I like
with your knives,
talking about how they never talk about Latino representation or anything. I'm gonna write a song called "At the Border."
I don't want any.
The border of hard work. That will be the Latino representation song.
Try that in a border town.
There we go.
We're too busy fixing shit to worry about representation.
Yeah, we already tried that in a cartel town, more likely, if you go down to Mexico. I mean, you ain't surviving.
Frankly, fruit is an incredibly healthy thing for people to eat. It's got natural sugar, and I appreciate the Latino community for making sure that we've got all those natural good foods. They pick it for us. They sell it to us for a few cents. Latinos are great.
How can you have fruit with a carnivore diet word?
Well, I can't have fruit right now. I'm just saying, in general, for people to eat fruit, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and frankly, it keeps the Mexican at your door, giving you that nice, healthy fruit. We gotta appreciate them. Latinos need more representation.
I wouldn't eat an apple picked by a Mexican.
I don't know what Mexicans you're talking about, but all the Mexicans I know build houses in like 3 days and cut lawns.
The ones that Trey is talking about are like at Home Depot.
We need to build a house faster. The Mexicans or the Amish? Like, just put them in a race.
Mexicans
all day long.
Amish dudes are insane, man, when it comes to throwing up houses.
They built. I saw a clip one time of like an entire community building a fucking barn house in an entire day. It was amazing.
They are the whites of America.
But you know what, man? They just know that the song in itself is true. I've seen it firsthand in my state. During the Antifa BLM riots, guess what? They were trying to get people to gather in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And their intention was clearly to rip down all the statues and completely destroy what is one of the most, one of the biggest pieces of history in this entire country, being Gettysburg. Anybody that understands Civil War history understands the significance of Gettysburg. And they were planning to gather and rip Gettysburg to the fucking ground. And guess what? There were a lot of people in Gettysburg waiting and ready. And guess what? Nothing fucking happened. BLM Antifa didn't show up. because
another century, another battle.
And realistically, anything to me as libertarian that discourages violence, I support. Libertarians are against violence by nature. We do not wish to impose our authority upon anyone else, especially in a physical manner. So to me, that just disincentivizes serious violence from happening. So that's a good thing.
Make America Amish
I don't live
again.
in a state with enough black people to even have BLM riots, but we definitely have the opposite when it comes to like the female empowerment, the feminist marches and shit like that. We got a bunch of those, but there's hardly any black people.
Dude, I'm right in LA, right in like the neighborhood area.
hell.
Dude, we have I have pride parades go by right outside my fucking apartment. During the BLM riots, like there were police cars on fire. Like I walked down the street the day after every single fucking town got hit, and it was just broken glass and shit like everywhere was trashed. It was right in the heart of it.
A few years ago, I was trying
completely off topic. We got a great comment on the Rumble that I can't highlight, unfortunately, but apparently someone says, "WTF? What is this FNT ripoff?" So apparently panels are trademarked by FNT. I don't know if you guys knew that.
I'm living the dream, folks. Rip off.
Yeah.
It's
like
it's
I'm
like
you're
the
watching
time,
an
right?
FNT ripoff, ladies and gentlemen, in case you guys didn't know. But anyway, continue.
No, so I before I was doing the YouTube channel I am now, I was trying at one point I was gonna do one of those like on the street sort of channels where you interview people and whatnot. And there was this women's march, and I went there with my buddy. We set up some filming, got mics, and I was interviewing this girl about the women's march, her opinion, her views, the whole nine. And another girl, some dirty looking, super white liberal chick with dreads, walks in the middle of me interviewing this chick, just cuts in the middle and looks the girl dead in the eye. Goes, "Are you okay? Do we need to get him out of here?"
Oh God!
And like, thankfully, the girl I was interviewing was like, "Yeah, it's fine, just answering questions." And she like touches her shoulders, like, "Well, let me know if you need anything, honey." And then walks away and just side-eyeing my cameraman. It was I wish I still had that footage. It was fucking ridiculous.
That's crazy.
I'm not surprised though in the slightest. I don't know what's worse, like a
man talking to a woman with a microphone and a camera. Are you okay?
I would probably say feminism, most likely. Like a modern day feminism would be terrible to march with. Oh, I can't even imagine.
The smell, just smelling the ocean.
Yeah, do you guys remember that that real old meme of the liberal chick with like that mushroom hat and the glasses and dreads?
Yeah.
Like, it looked almost exactly like her, but she was paler and didn't have glasses. Other than that, I would have sworn it was the same bitch from that meme. I swear to Christ.
Wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, that's fine. So let's segue now to another topic. This one, are we at the 2-hour mark? We're almost at the 2-hour mark. So we'll do super chats in a few minutes for those that super chatted after the 1st hour mark. But let's segue off to this video that I've been having on my Twitter. I've been keeping it up so that we can talk about this. So let me put it on full screen and talk about this. So we're going to talk about the woke parents that are fleeing Florida. This should be a good one for Justin to jump in on.
It's my fault. It's my fault. I'm sorry.
One German moves to Florida, and all of a sudden, it's infested with Nazis.
It's infested with Nazis.
So this is a good one because this, you can tell. I'm going to play the video. Hopefully, it doesn't get copyrighted. I don't know if it will or whatnot. So I'll probably pause just to be safe. But usually these videos normally don't. But they over dramatize it, right? And they're making it seem like it's just this terrible thing that's happening. Oh my God, people are fleeing Florida. Everybody's scared for their lives. Parents who are parents of trans kids, which immediately wants me to, call you abusive, but that's whatever. Parents of trans kids are running away and fleeing because they're not getting critical health care for their children.
Who isn't straight and white is being drowned.
Yeah, basically. Didn't they say it was unsafe for black people? That I'm pretty sure that was an article.
There was an official warning from like the NAACP or some shit saying it's not safe for black people to go to fucking Florida.
That was wild. I remember when I saw that.
Wow.
I was like, God, I cannot believe that there is people out there that are there is black people out there that are probably going to read that article and say, oh my God, it's not safe right now for me.
Yeah.
And there's going to be millions of black people in Florida being like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right. I'm guarantee you there's a ton of black people on this beach picture here right now. Like I just don't get it. But I want to play this video in its entirety. It's not that long. It's 3 minutes and 19 seconds, but you need to watch it to get its full context. So hopefully we don't get copyrighted, but if we do, it was nice knowing you guys. All right. Let's play it and let's go.
We just thought it would be a nice, warm place to live where we could get to beaches.
Shut up.
I just never thought that I would have to flee a state for the good of my children.
These are actors.
The SB 254.
These are actors. I can tell you right away. These are not regular
We didn't even get 13 seconds in,
Hey,
and coach is like,
I,
"This
I,
bullshit."
I can tell you right away. These are actors. They are not real people.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
totally pretending. It's not real.
I agree, 100%. You can
I
tell
agree.
by
Coach,
how
they may have hit you up for your services. You're all in Florida, so.
But it's CNN.
Coach is
right?
gonna go
So
find him and give him acting lessons.
it's CNN, so this is to be expected.
Next
But
time.
let's watch.
You won't
this.
get
Come on,
copyrighted
give
for
it.
CNN.
Don't freak out. Okay, just hold the comments until the video's done.
Or this will permanent outlaw the mutilation of minors.
I remember Tori coming to me one time and in tears, which she doesn't normally do. And I asked her what was wrong, and she said DeSantis. And like the fact that a governor would be making my kid cry, that's a messed up government.
Yes.
We're absolutely moving because of the political climate and the laws in Florida. We didn't want to move.
You're moving because you watch
The
CNN.
Florida Board of Medicine started meeting, and we realized that they were going to ban gender affirming care for our kids, that we might need to leave because that is life-saving, essential medicine and treatment for our daughter.
I was very relieved when we decided to leave. I had never really heard that much about.
Oh my God, seriously, Ryan.
Damn, that
Tranny
voice.
demon.
Ryan, come on.
Where's the rope and where's the lamppost?
Jesus
You'll
Christ.
be running.
Wait.
You'll
Come
be
on.
running under my
Yeah.
administration.
Granny
demons.
Oh my God. Their voices are all the same though. It's amazing because it's always boys who go, become girls and they end up getting that.
How'd you get out of here?
It's weird.
Florida's such a
All right.
dangerous place.
Let's finish. Come on.
Trans people, and until I was like 11 or 12, I didn't even know trans people existed.
That's a key takeaway right there.
So
Whoa.
I was just used to being uncomfortable. I started hormone blockers pretty soon after that.
Yeah, I mean, there was times before she started getting hormones and stuff that she was suicidal, but after
That
she
meal looks
transitioned,
sad.
she was much more outgoing, much more like comfortable with herself.
We are seeing many families that are leaving. I really think if you were to ask a member of a trans family, they would tell you they go to bed at night dreaming of how to get out of the state.
What
So
the
that-
heck? You
yeah,
get a
that's-
car and you drive.
Get
a car.
And
how do you?
My hope for the McKee family is they are able to find a community that embraces them.
We're lucky that we're able to get out, we're able to afford to leave. A lot of people can't, or it's going to be very difficult.
I feel really bad for the people that have to stay here. It's been difficult
I
to
can't
access
remember
my
my
hormones.
script.
I'm not honestly sure how I would continue to access care. Even if I wasn't trans, I wouldn't be.
Her jawline is almost as strong as Justin.
No, dude, look at those fucking muscle
It's just
tendons that are
not
protruding out
a
of her.
safe environment for queer people in general.
Dragon.
I do fear for my daughter's safety.
whatever.
And just the fact that somebody might want to hurt her just for her being her, for her existence is scary. I worry about her every time she goes out.
Should.
Almost
Coach,
the wide
I-
open view.
Yeah, sunsets are great from here.
Rate this acting coach from 1 to.
I'm looking
send me
forward
straight to fucking hell.
to just being in a place where I don't feel under attack, where I don't feel oppressed. It's just so sad that our
I feel oppressed as a
country
white woman
and
in Florida.
society are in this place of denigrating people like that and making them feel like they have no place.
It's just hard to start over all over again.
Look at those shoulders.
She's really a
I love
scroll.
the little tidbits is really good. Like when they're taking down the family sign.
so fucking good.
when they're looking at the sunset.
Coach,
like,
Coach, how many times do you think they had to redo that shot of them taking down the sign so they made sure they got the right shot?
I
Yeah.
think hundreds of times.
We
it
need
is,
to. We,
it's so fake.
Oh my god!
we need to highlight.
Look,
This
look,
isn't
look,
even
look.
their
The
house.
hand gesture, right?
Yep.
Everything in front of the heart. Look at how she She looks down. It's all set.
Looking at a script.
She's like Sean Bean looking at the fucking like notes that she scribbled of the script because they didn't give her enough time to read them. So she's like kind of looking down on her foot, and she's like, "Oh,
probably, Probably the script is down there. Yeah.
yeah."
Let me do the super chats real quick, and then we can talk about this
Bunch of
subject.
scrolls.
This is gonna be quite a one. I feel like. Where do we leave off? So we got Panther 111 for 5. Thank you so much, Panther. Says sound like Get Smart outsmarted Secret Invasion. I don't think it's very hard to outsmart Secret Invasion. We got OG Veteran again, dude, killing it for $4.99. Says someone looked at this on the storyboard in the writer's room and was like, "Yep, that's it." Yeah, that they usually do that. I mean, if She-Hulk existed, then it really shouldn't be too shocking that Secret Invasion also exists, unfortunately. And again, OG Veteran for $4.99. Atreus, please back up. I moved out of Queens. I wouldn't have this kind of view anymore. God.
Hey, you know what?
That's rough.
Hey, man, fuck you, man. Fuck you, man.
Those knuckles kind of look white, Atreus. Are you painting that on?
No, that's called ashy knuckles. That's different.
You don't know anything about ashy knuckles. Great.
I dig into too much. Well, wait a minute. Never mind.
Yeah. Too many bonus holes. We got Kyoko Fulgarian for 2. Thank you so much. Says this stream should be called The Wrath of Atreus. Hey, that might be a clip.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know. Yeah. I mean, if we clipped Leon admitting he sucks dick, we should at least clip Atreus. You know?
Yeah.
Just saying.
What?
We got Ice Kings 817 for 10. Says is cult classic Cage gonna play MK1?
No, because she's a pussy. She don't like to get into the fighting games.
Yo, Mortal Kombat hasn't been great since Mortal Kombat 9. Mortal Kombat 8 was decent. Mortal Kombat 11 is fucking dog shit.
Damn.
Oh, she's such a hater.
I mean,
it sucks that I have to be in a situation to have to hate Mortal Kombat, but unfortunately, NRS is filled with a bunch of people that only work there for a year and then they have to go work somewhere else. And there's no long-standing workers there besides Ed Boon and his fucking enormous eyebrows that have been there for a long period of time that actually love and appreciate the franchise. Instead, we have a bunch of bullshit-ass characters that don't even belong. What kills me is motherfuckers like Omni-Man are going to be playable fighters, and then long-standing Mortal Kombat characters are going to be assist characters.
Yeah,
that is some fucking dumb dog shit. But hey, whatever.
Cage, I have a business strategy for you. You should just post a tweet saying how much this is gonna suck, and that you're only gonna play it if you get enough PS5 and Xbox fucking peasants, to just kneel down and pay you money. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't even do it for that. To me, it ain't about the money. My first console video game was Mortal Kombat Trilogy.
Dang.
You think I don't want to love Mortal Kombat? I've been a fan for a long fucking time. And the fact that, unfortunately, Mortal Kombat is in this shit state of being for normies, for casuals, not for long-standing fans. The fact that they redid my girl Sindel's backstory to make her a bullshit-ass cookie-cutter villain, that company can suck fucking cock in hell, man. Fuck them.
Nice.
That's Warner Brothers in a nutshell, folks.
You get the
Midway ran it better.
We got Devil-Eyed Elvis. Hold on. Devil-Eyed Elvis for 10 says, sorry, I'm late. Didn't know we had that guy that wants to kiss the quartering on tonight. Damn. That true?
Oh, come on.
Yes, Justin did mention that.
You see, he's right under Leon. It would fucking fit.
I'm not trying to bring beef on anybody else's channel, that's I'll leave it there.
Oh shit, I didn't know that kind of kid.
Smart. No, look,
kiss of death.
Kate is the only she's like the only woman I ever heard say so many fucking times, such and such can go suck cock in hell. Like I'm just like,
and you wonder why Leon thinks she has one.
Well, he knows.
It's from my love of The Exorcist. You know the quote.
Yeah, bro. What's with the shade on tomboys, Atreus? Come on, man.
Oh no, I love tomboys.
Get rid of the Tom and clip that.
Oh Jesus.
You know what, Ryan? Fuck you, bro.
All right, let's jump back on this topic. So, what do you guys make of that video? I know Coach got
completely
something to say
fake.
about this. Obviously, it's fake as fuck. Like
It's
this whole
fake.
thing is scripted,
staged. Yeah.
and they do every little bit to try to make it seem like this grand thing. They make sure to show one big happy family. They make sure to show how like sad and miserable this boy is. What do you make of this, Coach?
I believe it's totally fake. I don't necessarily even believe that this is like a real family that just has been like put together. And also, I mean, guys, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, look at this state. Look at this country. Don't make things always worse than they actually are. There are some really bad people all over the globe really doing really bad things, right? And all you complain about in this hypothetical scenario is that you don't get hormone blockers to reverse the nature, the biology of your essence of your human spirit. And you got those two whiny ass parents that are just sitting there and that haven't touched each other for the last 30 years, that are depressed and everything, claiming that these are your parents that are, they should be your guardrail, they should be your safety net, they should be the one guarding you and guarding also your essence till you fucking leave the home and you can be a self-sustained echo chamber and doing actually something that is useful to this planet instead of whining and crying for the hormones that can change your nature, because this is the only story that you will tell for the entire rest of your life. This is the only thing you like to do, right? To come through, to make money. Just
it's
play
their entire
this
identity,
victim, right? This is your mission. I mean, probably it's better that you leave Florida, because over here, we like to do things in life. We like to be happy.
Yeah, like cocaine. Let's go.
Yeah, boy. Miami snow.
No, I mean, what type of life is this? The life of a victim, of a self-chosen victim, of this self-denigration, when you could have like just your eyes open, just by maybe take a plane, go to Sao Paulo, go to the favelas, and come back. And thank God that you live in fucking Florida and that you can
come back.
Existence.
They won't come back. That's true. Like fucking favelas, man. You're trying to send them to their death.
I know people living. I know people living in the favela in Sao Paulo, and they're probably living a more humane life than some of these, I don't know, mental, distorted, very poor beings.
Why are creatures like this even
creatures?
I don't believe this to be true. Anyways, anyhow.
I mean, 10, 20 years ago, this thing would not exist, hopefully. It does not exist in 10 to 20
choppers
years.
On that thing, bro.
I know.
I run a YouTube channel. It's all about acting and coaching people to be better actors and performers.
Certainly, in that motherfucking mouth. God damn.
And certainly, these people they know how to act. I mean, they have good fundamentals. They started. It's obvious that they're actors, but they're not really bad performers. So if you guys really want to sell your show to a broader audience, why don't you come over to the Coach MC studio? I can teach you some more acting.
It looks like her mouth opens in 3 ways, like those vampires from Blade.
It looks like the Canadian South Park.
But you know what's wild? So this person says something that's very telling, right? So they said specifically they did not know what trans people were, or that it was even a thing, until they were about 11 or 12 years old. So again, this whole thing about trans being not taught, and it's totally born this way. Like, it's very clear. Many of them are always taught this when they hit a certain age, where they're going into schools, indoctrination camps, and they're being told about this. Yeah, social media. And then, of course, you got super fucking ultra liberal parents that will love to take advantage of their mentally ill child, or mentally confused child, because it's probably not even mentally ill, just probably mentally confused. This person literally says that, I was just uncomfortable up until 11 or 12 years old, uncomfortable in their old body, which I mean, fuck,
it's normal.
Everyone is at that age.
You are growing up. This is what it's puberty. It's just adolescence. This is what it should feel like. A bit weird, because all of a sudden you're not this fucking kid anymore. You start realizing, okay, there is something else going on, and now the time of apprenticeship is over. Now it goes, into the crunch zone of things. And now it's about, getting exposed and being vulnerable. But you know what the problem is? That the whole culture of the last 20 years, if you go to any school, even to the Ivy League institutions, they will tell you, the Native Americans, we need to, pity them. They are victims. They are the true heroes. The Jews, they got prosecuted. They are the true heroes. These people who are prosecuted, they're the true. The black
Be careful,
people,
German.
No, everybody who's a victim. In any sort of manner.
If you notice, ladies and gentlemen, on the creature's knee, there's a bruise. That's because it's been on its knees for too long. Folks,
oh my god!
God damn! This is the outcome. The victims are the true heroes, and not heroes are the true heroes anymore. So it's like, oh, cool. Let me be a victim in some sort of way. Yeah, let me paint as if this prosecuted species that for centuries now is fighting for its acknowledgement, like it's one big battle that's going on for hundreds of years, right? Just give me a fucking break. Wake up.
Well, that's
the most
prostituted species right there.
The most retarded part about this little expose that CNN crafted is the part where they're like, we were hoping we could find a way to get out of Florida. I'm like, you can walk out of Florida. No one will stop you.
Like, this isn't escaping from New York, or this isn't like Escape from New York. You can just fucking leave.
Tori will go to Georgia, and Atreus will hook up with her.
It's true. It's true.
Look at Ryan using preferred pronouns.
Nothing true about.
Okay, Cassie, go.
What's truly sad about this whole situation is the fact that I know someone who is a dual citizen, part of the U.S., and they were forced to have to go to their country in order to get a medical procedure done for a serious issue that they were suffering with over a year. They tried to go through every means within their respective state in order to have a medical procedure done for a serious problem, a health issue that was fucking their life up to hell. And it's not in regards to this whole thing. No, like, this person was in pain every fucking day for over a year and went through every possible fucking avenue to get better. And that was not allotted to them at all. And they were forced to literally go back across the world to get a procedure done, which in their country they managed to get done in a week. It's fucking sad that they concentrate on this, something that is literally ruining people's lives. Yeah. Like, a lot of people are being ruined by, just have this medical procedure done. At 2 years old, you feel as though you are the opposite gender. Well, get on these puberty blockers, get on all this bullshit. And it's like, real serious issues where people are in genuine pain, serious medical problems are being completely ignored for this bullshit. And guess what? No one wins, because most of these young people, not for nothing, when they're fucking adults, they realize, my parents fucked me over, my doctors fucked me over, I don't know what the fuck I've been through. Like, I've been through all this, and now I don't know what the fuck I am or what future I have. This just leads to more health issues, and it's freaking sad that the true problem, like every single time something like this is going on, the true issues are always being ignored, and with all this bullshit being highlighted. So fuck out of here, CNN, with your dog shit.
Well, CNN,
and most of them don't even reach adulthood, Cassie, because of the high self-deletion.
I was honestly going to say, I'm curious how many of these kids who are making it so shown on the news now will not be around in 10 years.
Yeah, but this is exactly what the big powers also want, that these kids kill themselves, that they go nuts, that they are
depopulation,
manipulate, that they kind of lose their streak, lose whatever sense of life they have, so that they're disposable, right? In the meantime,
to never have true independence. That is the goal for Big Daddy government to always be needed.
A German talking about disposable people.
So I went to that anime convention, that comic convention, a couple weeks ago, and I somehow found myself in the vendors after party, which I was not a vendor. I don't know how I was there, but I was talking to one vendor who was from Florida, so like they were like 1,500 miles away, selling their wares, and obviously nerd culture, very left leaning. A lot of times you go to comic book conventions and whatnot, they have a lot of left leaning shit there, and so I was outside smoking, and I was talking with this dude who was from Florida, and so I was like, all right, first time about comic books, whatever. I was like, I kind of want to test the waters a little bit once he mentioned he was from Florida, and so I was like, just innocuously said like, oh, Florida, their government's in the news a lot, like something that wouldn't show which way I was leaning because I wanted to get his honest reaction. And he goes on this, and then mind you, this dude's dressed like an all goth shit. He's got like chains, black pants, the hoodie, the whole nine. And he goes on this 20-minute rant about how fucking awesome DeSantis is and how he's so sick of people moving from New York to Florida and bringing their fucking politics with them. So if you've got some goth nerd dude in the heart of Florida, talking about how much he loves Florida, I guarantee you this is not a common thing.
Did he tell you what's? Wait, hold on. Did he tell you what city he was on by any chance? Like
so his city was like an hour south of Orlando. I don't know. I don't remember. It was like some smaller town, but an hour south of Orlando.
Okay, that might be probably near the coast, like South Florida, like the Miami, Tampa areas, like those beach areas. Let me put it this way, guys, so you just know. In Florida, because I worked during the 2020 election as like a temporary inbound call center dude. Let me tell you something. What I found out. Broward County, which is where where a big portion of Miami is located at, only the heavily populated areas, only like the central areas, if you will, where people go to eat or whatever, those are the blue areas. The rest of the state, red as an apple.
Yes.
And you know what they complained about?
Knows Florida's red as shit, except for, again, in most instances, big cities. I just found it so funny that this dude, like, you could tell he was from Florida when we're in the middle of a comic book convention when everyone, or most people probably liberal as shit, and he's just openly smoking weed and talking about how fucking awesome Florida and DeSantis is and how New Yorkers moving to Florida.
New headline, folks. Goths are the new white supremacists, courtesy of CNN.
You killed me when you said New Yorker, because like literally, I swear to you, we were on break sometimes, like, we were talking about, like, on that call center, we were talking about, all these people who were asking the most dumbass, crazy questions, like, is my ballot gonna get stolen or something because of what's happening up northeast?
That's a scroll. The more I'm looking at those teeth, that's a scroll.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy?
Like, you see, just like on Twitter and on TikTok, you see all these like lunatics with the dyed black hair and wearing dark clothing, and they're always the ones who are masking up and like, oh, COVID's so scary. And then you see this motherfucker who was all like, I didn't wear a mask for shit. Like in Florida, no one gave a fuck. And I'm not ever gonna wear a mask. I was like, damn, I've never met a base goth person.
Nobody gave a fuck in Florida after a certain time. Like, let me be honest with you.
I know. Terrifying.
Why do you, Core, you really have a thing for Ryan? Like, you must really love him.
Someone has to include me in tweets. I mean, come on, man.
What I will say, though, to kind of piggyback on before, so I do find it interesting that they try to say all the time that this is gender-affirming critical healthcare and that they need this, right? They need this so bad. And yet suicide rates just keep going up. They keep killing themselves. Why?
That's the trick, is they use that phrasing, the gender affirming care. So people who don't look into it just hear that and be like, oh my God, it's life-saving. It's healthcare. Like, of course they deserve healthcare. They don't know what it actually means of gender fucking mutilation.
It's life-saving for Satan.
For Pfizer. For the medical industry.
For Satan.
I
actually think that more people should transition because it's effectively chemical castration. That means they can't actually spread their seeds. So by all means, trans yourself as much as you want.
A bunch of woke retards are castrating themselves. Cool.
That's because they spread through a mind virus. They don't need to breed.
I'm sorry. I don't fault
the rest of us who are sane won't get infected with that virus. We'll be fine. So it's just like let it. We get that natural immunity, that herd immunity.
And then they get your kids through the education system.
I don't know.
The media.
I don't know, because I don't fault this kid. I don't fault him for believing the nonsense that his parents put in his head. I just don't. Like he's gonna grow up thinking this is actually normal. Like this is actually what he should be doing, and he don't realize that his parents are ruining his life.
Justin, we're gonna say something about it.
Good.
Yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I was gonna say this isn't really gender affirming care. It's more like mental illness affirming care.
Yeah.
And y'all are saying that this looks like a scroll, and they're acting like they're fleeing Florida as if somebody gave an order, like you were talking about earlier, that like to kill all trans people or anyone that looks like a trans person, like you're talking about with scrolls. It's ridiculous. Like nobody's saying anything near that. Like what safety are you scared of?
No one clicked.
Dude, I worked at some store in LA a while ago, and one of my coworkers was a quote trans woman, and they just went off about all the most like woke talking points, and they straight up said, can you imagine if DeSantis becomes president and it's just become legal to hunt trans people? Like that's horrible. And they were 100%
I'd move to America. Have a fucking field day. I'd have him hanging from my
They're
walls.
acting like that's the thing now. They're acting like that.
It might be time to start thinking about, you know what I'm saying? You know,
he'll become
don't get me removed.
Listen, my channel's already hit. It is what it is, bro. Like I don't even care. I wanted YouTube for money, so I don't give a fuck.
I wanted to bring up another point though to carry on to that. It's a mental health like issue affirming thing. A friend of mine brought up a great point. He suffers from like medical depression, where like he sees this professional for it. He is not a victim. He does not play that card at all. It's just, you know, so he'll openly talk about it. But he made a great point where he's saying like with his illness, he believes that he's worthless and shouldn't exist. Should doctors have affirmed that belief and pushed for that because that's what he felt was right?
It's only with trans people that it gets
Imagine
affirmed.
going to
It's
the
only
doctor
trans
in America, because I know this happens in Canada, but imagine going to the doctor in America and the doc being like, yeah, you should liquidate your own existence. Like, that's not fucking healthcare.
Here's a rope. The lamppost is over there.
You go to a doctor and you're like, I'm really sad. I think I'm a piece of shit. And they're like, yeah, you are.
Well, again, if you
Take
go,
some pills.
if you go to any doctor and you say literally anything other than gender oriented stuff, if you want to go to a doctor and say, I really think like my arm is attacking me, I need to cut it off, they're gonna think you're fucking crazy. If you go to a doctor and say this leg is very racist of mine and I need to get rid of it, they're going to call you fucking crazy. They're never going to do it. Right. But for some reason, when you go and you say, I feel like a woman or a man or vice versa, they're like, oh, yes, we need to get you right away.
Let's cut your dick off.
Start it. Yeah. Start the transition right now.
It's gender affirming
Wayne
care.
have that
or
song, I
Satan.
feel like a woman. Like, I'm surprised that's not been used as some sort of trans rally cry.
Probably has at
Because
some
it's
point.
too classic and definitely was never meant to be taken seriously. But some
T-Jab, that's funny.
crazy motherfuckers thought it was great to take
My
it
right
seriously.
ass cheek is
You know, I have
allergic to
a
the left.
message,
I like
you know.
that. That's funny.
There was once a song by Beyonce called "If I Were a Boy," and she said that she would be a better man.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
Well, Beyonce, welcome to 2023. I'm
Get
telling
to
you,
it.
Go.
That's
Taylor
Taylor Swift
transition.
trying gripped on that same thing. Taylor Swift had a song where she was talking about how life would be easier if she were a man and she could just objectify everyone and like get to the top of the corporate ladder.
The
Like,
last person who tried that killed themselves. So
Yeah, they really, bro. Like, what a great way to let women trying to transition as men know. Yeah, don't come near this fucking sphere. It's tough out there.
it
Like,
is.
Jesus
This
Christ, like-
shot right here is just annoying me. The
yeah,
more I
this is
look
such
at it,
bullshit.
'cause it's so
Like,
fucking.
Do you know how
fake.
well you have to time to get that shot?
Like,
Not only that,
That's
you
called
know
the
that
golden
all these boxes are just placed by CNN. Like, look, they're empty boxes
Yeah.
on top of each
This
other.
house was
FedEx
rented.
boxes.
This is an Airbnb. These are all props.
well,
It probably
and
is.
trans or not, what
And that's a
17-year-old sleeps with a fucking single teddy bear on their bed?
That's what I'm suspicious about.
Whoa, you
the
right.
ones that are trying so fucking hard to pretend that they can be a woman, and they think women really live like that. Like they think young girls
Right.
really live like that. Like, oh, she's definitely at 17, she's definitely going to bed
But
dry
I-
humping her fucking teddy
I would
bear.
believe.
Right.
I would
Fuck outta
believe
here.
it. Like,
I
I would
want
believe
you
it if they're
guys-
Pokemon.
I want you guys to notice the little tidbits in this video. Okay, this is the shit that I pick up on. All right, so again, number one, right? Forget that. Number one, that okay, just the little placements. It's always trans stuff and LGBT stuff being placed around. That's number one. Number two, okay, let's scroll forward. Look at the daddy's wrist.
Overly stereotypical.
Look at daddy's wrist. Daddy's wrist.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Yeah, you're right. The rainbow,
like the little placements by CNN, right? Number
I was
three.
expecting to see them slit. I'm just saying.
Wait,
they probably have been at some point.
Can you skip back? Can you just skip
Very
back?
good.
Skip back right here.
Hey, careful, you don't join your Klansmen, Cassie.
It doesn't look like he has this wristband on in this shot.
Yeah, he does.
No,
he does. One of them though. He only has
one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's the little placements. Again, the be kind, right? The whole flag, and then they made sure this woman was wearing a Love Is Love Pride shirt. You know what I mean?
Is free
with
mom hugs?
a interestingly colored background thing back here. So there's little
this shit is wild
all around this video that are showcasing like they're trying to push this idea in your mind. You know what I'm saying about
I
trans
feel
people.
sorry for that dog.
She has also wristband on.
The dog.
Yeah, she also has the wristband on. You know, on both sides too, mind you. Everything is rainbow oriented. You know what I'm saying?
They just got that little U-Haul like right before filming.
Oh, for sure. CNN paid for that shit, and then they like dropped it off afterwards.
Yep.
And yeah, it's just little things like that. Like they're showcasing little tidbits that are placed. You could obviously see it's played up for the camera. Like we all know it's fake as fuck. But those little things are.
Hypno, you
easy
missed
to
one
catch.
thing though. Look at my screen. I found out from the shirt of the lady that said "Free Mom Hugs." Here you go. It's a Florida chapter who focuses, as the thing says, on loving LGBTQ kids. That's also one thing.
Oh yeah, this is easy. This is easy. This is definitely a psyop, dog.
Yeah.
Like this is 100%. And look, there's barely anything here. I mean, like, what the hell is this? Like,
It's a trend. It's a seal.
it's a seal of approval of being a good psyop, I guess.
Everybody has realized.
There you go. Love
Thank
it
you, love it.
ever after. It's a cult. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Everybody has realized how much money
Hey,
you're
love
able
it.
to
Hold
make
on,
when
hold
you
on.
anyone
Love it. Love it. Wait a minute.
because
Love it,
BLM exposed
love it.
that.
Shut up, Trey. Damn it. Kick him out. Kick him out.
Atreus, hold the thirst,
love it.
goddammit.
Here we go.
Fucking hood ninja.
Hey, holla at me in the DMs on Twitter when we over here. I'm just playing, man. I mean, not really. You know what I'm saying? You got Twitter.
You know,
you can't keep getting away with it.
You know, you 100% were into that shit, you thirsty
We
hood
gotta
ninja
protect
bastard.
our white women. Folks. We gotta protect
He's
our white
always
women.
out there hunting them white women. We better protect our fucking small town from this bastard.
I done told you so many times, Dragon Slayer, I do not discriminate. I don't know what you're talking about.
Look,
That is the gayest thing I've ever heard.
and honestly, I have a hard time feeling sorry for a fucking white family in a fucking gorgeous ass house
Florida,
with an
in the
in-ground fucking pool. Like, if it's such a clearly you could afford to ruin your child's fucking life medically.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I don't fucking feel bad for you.
Matter of fact, if y'all feel so bad about it, why don't you give a free house to a nigga? I'm just saying, y'all got I'll move down there with y'all.
Careful now.
Hell yeah.
Careful
you
now,
feeling
Trace.
so liberal and you feeling so giving, you know what I'm saying? I'm struggling.
They
My
love talking about
my
reparations.
EBT card been declining for 2 weeks. Man, go just slide your boy a bone. You feeling so liberal. Hey, I'm just saying.
Well, I want a house with a pool. I'll use my white privilege
Why
to
did
get
you
it.
remind me of my time
Florida's
as a
not safe for
receptionist?
black people. They officially said Florida's not safe for black people.
You know how many black people came out
Not
and was
safe?
like, the fuck?
Wait a minute.
I
I
think
gotta say something.
they should donate their house to the SNH crew. It should be the SNH house in Florida, bro. In-ground pool.
Nice.
Yeah, me and Atreus can learn how to swim together.
We'll get Cajun we'll force
Ryan
we'll get Cajun a dress to attract simps. It's a great business enterprise, people. Let's fucking go.
No. To be fair, putting Cass in a dress, I think would actually lower the chance of simps. People actually want to simp for tomboys now. I think we need to keep her. In fact, we need to masculine her up a slight bit more.
Make her dress in a suit,
Hey, I'm
you know,
telling y'all,
sharp as hell. That'll work.
Casey is
What?
Cassie.
Oh.
Cassie
Fucked up the name. Yes.
Cassie is definitely hiding the yams under them boy clothes. I'm trying to tell y'all. Hey, I'm just saying.
So's Casey too.
I don't know, bro. You got Casey on your mind. I think you like black women more than you let on.
I told you I don't discriminate. I do not.
I mean,
discriminate.
he does not discriminate. Like that's true. I can
What
verify
about this
that
one?
shit.
Trash, you go for her.
Man, get off my damn.
You would have to fucking drug him, I think. Like that's just
This is my favorite scene.
Yeah. Trey, choose between the dude or the mom. Like
they made sure they panned out the shot, and they were like, "Okay, ready, 3, 2, 1, go." And she's like, "Okay."
Yep.
And then she takes
Like, no, hang on, that didn't look right. Can you do a little faster this time? No.
Yeah.
Nobody
Can it be
has to-
more
Can you look more
depressing?
sad?
Yeah. Can we just darken this scene a little bit more? You know, towards
Oh,
the
sorry,
end?
the camera wasn't rolling. We got to do it again.
You think people get tax benefits for having like LGBTQ children?
I'm sure they will.
Not in Florida.
I'm sure they do.
Will.
Not in Florida, but everywhere else.
Or maybe not. I should never say tax benefits, but I mean, like, do you think people get like mad benefits for like gender affirming stuff like that?
If it means that the insurance companies can, well, if it means that the medical industry can get more money out of the insurance companies, I'm sure they can indirectly push a bill by bribing some representative.
Hold on. Go back to that disclaimer.
Yeah, that was
What?
interesting.
Help is there if
you're struggling with suicidal thoughts or mental health matters.
Not if you need gender affirming care. If you are struggling with suicidal thoughts.
Most of them
Struggling.
Makes you wonder.
do. Are you getting any ideas, Atreus? Because, of the tax benefits. Are you going to come out as trans?
Black people
No,
don't
but
pay
my
taxes.
dog might.
Oh.
These are a bunch of
Did
fucking.
it ever say the daughter's name? Because I imagine they would have chosen a chick name. So what's it say? Cohen.
They said Tori. Tori.
This is
Yeah,
Tori, yeah.
They put
Who's
a bunch.
Cohen?
Cohen is the brother. I saw the brother earlier in the video.
Oh,
it's the-
But this is a bunch of boxes that are just in here. I guarantee you, these are just belongings in their fucking garage that they just haven't gone through. Like their garage is messy, like most fucking people. Like this is all placed. I can't stand this shit, bro. I really can't.
First
All of
off,
it's
like
empty ass boxes, clearly fake as fuck. Like this whole thing is bullshit.
Hey, what other topics that we have?
I don't know.
I mean, we could jump
good
into
point.
the alien stuff that you were talking
Oh,
about.
shit.
Well, we're looking at
Oh
it
yeah,
right
we're
now.
gonna
We got
jump
30
on the
minutes.
aliens.
Damn.
Yeah, so I just wanted
Why
to finish
not?
up on this. The entire thing is bullshit. I think it's actually pretty hilarious. What's going on and the fact that they're trying to make they know that Florida is a super popular state right now for everybody to go to, and that's why real estate's going up and up and up in Florida. But of course, anytime mainstream goes against something, you should probably pay attention to it. And that's basically what's happening here with Florida. Same as with the Sound of Freedom.
Same dude I was talking to that con was bitching about how the prices of real estate and how it's gone up. Apparently, things that were like $1,300 a month rent wise are like almost $3,000 now.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, and it's ridiculous that it's probably going to get a lot worse considering that a lot of people just are literally flying to Florida.
Yeah, and Ron DeSantis just got rid of lifetime alimony, so niggas is trying to go to Florida.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah, he got rid of that shit. Like it's funny because in Florida, I'm quite sure they've had a plague of requests for alimony, considering the type of crazy chicks that just go in there, have fun, and they get pregnant, and then they look at the baby daddies as the fucking money bags. So then they repeat the same shit, and they have they're towing 8 fucking kids around Kmart or some shit. I've seen it so many times.
Kmart,
thank you.
Publix, I mean, Publix, Walmart. What the fuck is that store?
You're stuck
shit.
like
I
15
can't
years ago, bro.
What? I was saying random store name. Why did that trigger you? Fucking Kmart of all
just saying,
things.
So let's talk about
Kmart.
triggering. Let's talk about triggering.
What about White Castle?
Fuck White Castle. Let's talk about aliens.
All
right,
yes.
Now this is the good part. This is where we get banned off YouTube. So
There we go.
we're
Let's
gonna-
go.
We're gonna join Justin. Make new channels.
Come
So-
on now.
Now I'm hearing so many things, dude. So many different things that
I got my
the
thoughts.
aliens. Everybody's got their thoughts. We're gonna jump into it, but this they're saying the whole alien thing is a distraction, and honestly, I'm kind of getting annoyed with that whole. I'm getting annoyed with the whole distraction thing though, because and I'll explain.
I'm the
I'll
same
explain
way.
why. I'll explain why in a second.
Yeah.
They're saying it's a distraction. Some people, other people are saying, oh, they're only doing this now because of XYZ reason. I mean, people are coming up with just fucking insane shit as to why they're doing this. But I'll be honest with you, the whole distraction thing is losing steam with me. At first, I always thought it was that, but as time went on, I started to realize like this shit really isn't distracting anybody, because like this story,
no one cares.
People cared less about this story than any pop culture story that came out recently. Like nobody's really talking about this or being quote unquote distracted by this. So is this really for distraction, or like?
Well, one of my friends was saying the real distraction is fucking Barbenheimer. That's more people are way focused on that than
Now
fucking
you think
UFOs.
this. Not because ain't nobody talking about Hunter. Well, they are talking about Hunter Biden, but if anything's a distraction, everybody's talking about Barbie. And
Well, from what I can tell, I think more people are genuinely more interested in Hunter Biden than they are the UFO hearing.
Exactly.
I mean, that is normal.
I
can go into it.
Came out 30 years ago.
Just be poorly executed. Like they could be operating. Oh, it's aliens. Everyone's gonna get distracted by this. But at this point, ever since Epstein, the internet's too red pill to worry about alien shit. Like I think Epstein really blew open how much the news tries to distract us. So this could have been their attempt at that, and it's just not working. They failed.
I also think the story is just too late, because like the world that we live in now, news is so fast. News is so crazy too. Like the headline, like we are so desensitized to crazy stories. Think about it. Well, this story is literally them saying, or at least a whistleblower anyway, is coming out and saying, "Yeah, bro, aliens are real. I've dealt with them. I've literally seen them. Like they're real, and nobody's batting an eye. Nobody's
not only that. The important thing is that he's saying this under oath to Congress, which means that if he's proven to be lying, which will be found out, his life is over.
Right.
And if he's lying, then cool, throw him in jail. Fine.
I mean, look, I'll tell you the truth. Okay, look, I'll say my piece.
Okay, bye.
No, you won't. It's like I'm using my white privilege.
That wasn't me. I don't know what just happened there.
The aliens came in.
Justin,
we are flying through a
alien came in. Really, Wyatt?
Let Justice.
The thing that annoys me.
That's good.
That annoys me about the whole distraction conversation is, like, I know people are stupid, but I don't think it's that kind of stupid. I think it's a different kind of stupid, like as in no common sense. I don't think people are stupid enough to scroll past a fucking article that says, "Holy shit, we just got confirmation aliens are real," and scroll past that and say, "Nah, this Barbie movie lit though." Like nobody's that goddamn stupid. And so what I think this is, I think the government has believed for years that people cannot handle this kind of story. They can't handle it. And so now we've gotten to a point in society where niggas make memes like the literal end of the world. Niggas would be making memes like, "Oh damn," with the crying Jordan meme. And so I think they've ultimately decided, like, listen, we think people cannot. It's not a matter of them being able to handle this news. We just don't think people are mature enough to even take it that seriously. So we can talk.
Good.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you a question. Do you think that that people have lost so much faith in the government to the point where even if this was, let's say this is 100% true, aliens are real, and this is what they've been meaning to tell us for fucking 30 years, that we've lost so much faith in the government that people just don't believe it, which is why there is so many people out there that are reading this article and scrolling past it and like, yeah, this Barbie movie's lit though. You know what I mean? Because they don't believe this.
A spaceship could land in the middle of Times Square. Most people wouldn't give a fuck.
I'm here. You said a real.
What was that?
Aliens got words too.
And
must be their white privilege.
What do you think?
Well, yeah, I think you absolutely have a point there. I think there's a possibility that people just don't believe that shit. I mean, you see videos nowadays. You see videos of some wild shit, and people are like, "This is fake." You know what I'm saying? They automatically assume it's fake. And sometimes I wonder if certain videos do see the light of day because they know that people will assume it's fake.
Look what they did with that Barbie thing. Where did they do that Barbie projection that was super realistic?
I didn't figure that shit out. I was so tripped out by that shit, I just turned it off. I was like, oh no, I can't figure that out.
And look how real that is.
Yeah, there are even better projections. Like inside of a room, inside of an enclosed space, they can already like create projections. Like I don't know, like a whale that floats up in the air above your head in a closed space, and it looks like there is a whale. Already, these programs were tested like 10 years ago, and they work. What they like initially they were intentioned for medicine purposes, like to perform surgery on a patient that I don't know, kind of lies in a hospital that is 12,000 miles away, and so you get a perfect holographic projection of that patient. And through the internet, you can actually kind of guide the robot on the other side of the world to perform the surgery perfectly, because you're seeing the body, or you're seeing the inner organs, you're seeing the display, and then you can perform surgery. These programs were created initially for that, and also, of course, for war reasons. So you can shoot some other soldiers, or kind of pilot a drone, or you can figure out how a bunker system where the enemy is hiding looks from the inside and where you need to attack it. So that's actually not something totally new. The thing that is happening right now with the alien saga and everything, it's not even a distraction. It's a setup to get us pay more taxes. It's like climate change is like everything, like one of the new narratives that is being ushered in order to kind of release us from some more money, because they will come up with a ludicrous I don't know, explanation that they need to set up like a rocket base that targets the aliens, and that rocket base is super expensive, so we need to pay taxes to defend our planet or our system or ecosystem or whatever against the bad aliens. There's nothing like that. And so people, whether they are so bored that they don't even notice, or they don't believe the government, or they know already this is just a setup, any false pretenses, all right, to kind of raise taxes or to come up with different laws, right? Whether it's like, oh no, you can't fly anymore, use drones anymore, do this or that anymore, right? Let's cut your freedom anymore because aliens might see it, or there's might be giving out some information about whatever your location or anything like that. And you can see, look at this lady. Is this a Congress lady doing the interview right now?
Yes,
interrogation. Yeah, look at her face. Like, do you think really this is the face of a human being that is asking another human being about?
It's an alien. They're ruling us, folks.
That is among us. I mean, she's totally relaxed. She's calm. Probably having coffee later. She's not even tense or
doesn't
really
even slightly believe it.
Well, she could be skeptical.
Yeah,
she could be skeptical.
I mean,
she's
an
alien.
I
don't even think it's skeptical. It's just it's a breezy conversation. She almost smiling. So let me hear your side of the story. They are getting money for sitting in Congress and asking questions. So whatever questions come up on the protocol, I'm going to ask this today. I'm going to take the note of the protocol. I'm going to give it to the secretary who's then creating the file. All these people are getting money for these interrogations, for these interviews up there, and so it's just part of the comedy.
She is an alien. She's got a zip in her forehead, and when the time comes, she'll open up like a fucking.
Besides that, I mean, there is a serious, like, Northwood program was the false flag program that then kind of channeled it into become what we now experience as 9/11. And there is another program also from the 60s. Northwood program was about 64 created, and also in the 60s. The Blue Beam project was created. And what Blue Beam basically kind of is in a nutshell is to create a false messiah that it's usually extraterrestrial origin. So we can usher in all sort of new legislation. We have to adhere to that kind of law, whatever that is, because now whether there's this binding new religion, because now we have ultimate proof of the Messiah and he's an alien, so we all have to kind of join the alien religion or whatever.
Worship
so Project Bluebeam is already like something that on the internet, I think it's like common knowledge. It's not even special. So that's why we don't even pay attention to it, right?
It's like, really surface level, Coach, because
it's surface level. There's another.
Let me play this video just so I can take it off the screen, and you guys can
sure.
Intelligent extraterrestrials. something I can't discuss in public setting.
While you were in a public setting.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
Dun, dun, dun.
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Roswell was real.
I mean, it's
Were
been
they
proven.
human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Now,
Let me-
really quick, just to piggyback off
That's
that.
a great shot.
Yeah. So I understand it, and people are. Again, the whole distraction thing, I don't believe it because people are, they find this boring, like, and that's what's crazy. Like, this man literally just said that they found UFOs
Alien
with
bodies.
non-human beings in them with a straight ass face up until this point where he looked like he went retarded, but with a straight face, he said that, and nobody's batting an eye. Like,
Plenty of
everybody is
non-humans
fucking-
on Earth, Hypno. It could have been fish,
That's
birds,
how desensitized we are, though.
Let me just say it this way, okay?
It's crazy. Let's finish up the video and then Slayer take over.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Gotcha. Okay. So, and you may or may not be able to answer my last question, and maybe we get into a skiff at the next hearing that we have, but who in the government, either what agency, sub-agency, what contractors, who should be called into the next hearing about UAPs, either in a public setting or even in a private setting? And you probably can't name names, but what agencies or organizations, contractors, et cetera, do we need to call in to get these questions answered, whether it's about funding, what programs are happening, and what's out there?
I can give you a specific cooperative and hostile witness list of specific individuals that were in those.
And how soon can we get that list?
I'm happy to provide that to you after the hearing.
Super. Thank you. And
Wow.
That's what I'm really curious about. This has a lot
Okay.
of little things that aren't typical of your normal, like, crazy UFO conspiracy shit.
I mean,
one thing that really
go ahead.
kind of like got my attention or got me to believe him more was during this whole hearing he brought up recently when the US shot down a UAP near like the Canadian border, which I fucking remember happening in the news, and everyone denying and saying that it never happened. Everyone I've mentioned it to is like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, I fucking clearly remember on normal fucking news this being reported, and then they brought it up in the hearing. So that kind of led more
You're
to
not
like,
crazy. It did happen. It's just that well, okay. I'm gonna heavily condense this down. Just know that basically I came to this conclusion by listening to people from both the skeptic side, non-skeptic side, and people in the middle. And Coast will know exactly what I'm saying. The problem is this, okay? This kind of suppression, as we are calling it, of this kind of information up until now, it has been going on for at least a century, okay, since the 1920s. But basically what ended up occurring was that after the Roswell crash happened, you got to understand this was post World War II. This is the time period where the U.S. and other countries had just come out of the big trauma of a war, and now the Cold War was starting to begin. And as a result, the U.S. did not want the Soviets or anyone that they deemed, excuse me, an enemy to get access to technology that could be potentially beneficial in what they thought at the time could be a coming war. And the thing is, when these so-called UFOs crashed, this UFO crashed in Corona, New Mexico. It didn't crash at Roswell. It flew by Roswell, but crashed in Corona, New Mexico. And then the U.S. military actually brought it over to a facility in Roswell. But basically, in that whole crash, what this guy is saying is basically the whole thing was in shambles, and they found several pilots that were obviously non-human, that they were, and some of them were screaming in pain, and one of them basically telepathically, let's put it that way, or through thought transfer, if you will, communicated to one of the military men on that site to please help them. Like, they were literally screaming in their mind, "Help me, I'm in pain," and they were only able to save one. And that one being, for years, they were having a hard time communicating with it. And let's just say eventually they found a way to communicate with that being. And with the guidance of this being, they basically learned that, hey, we're not alone. And most species outside of planet Earth use technology that far surpasses our own, and most of the time they're very peaceful. However, not everyone is good, and of course, as a result, because just like human beings, there's good and bad people. Of course, though, there are people that fight back against the bad ones. That's just normal. It's as it was explained to them by this being, it's just a normal thing in this dualistic, chaotic universe. Okay,
A lot of bad people on Earth.
Yeah,
What
you will
I'll
always
say
have
is-
opposing sides. What?
What I'll say is, like,
Yeah.
from hearing what I heard from him, you know, he sounded really convincing to me. But after hearing Dragon Slayer talk about that, now I feel like it's a bunch of bullshit. Oh, that's
No, it's
I
I
ain't
mean,
gonna lie.
you gotta understand, this guy is not going super deep on it. I don't, and in my personal opinion, like, he's not gonna go super deep on it because either he is just an actor, an
Alien
agent
came out
that
with
was
that.
hired to basically spread misinformation, which is, by the way, been proven through various declassified documents from way back in the 50s, 70s, 80s, and 40s, CIA documents, by the way, that this is a common thing. There's even a whistleblower that has said way more things than this dude. His name is Richard Doty, and once before him that have said, yeah, we have literally people on every news station that their job is to look at all the potential news articles that are coming out, and if they find one that could potentially hurt national security interest or hurt the image of the country in other ways, they literally pay these people off in bundles of cash in secret, the editors mostly, or the people in charge, and bam, the story never appears. And that's why I knew that guy was legit, because he even said that on some UFO alien abduction cases, not all of them were actually done by entities from outer space or aliens. They were actually done by actual, as he called them, black projects, people that will never have any oversight from the constitutional
racist.
government we have. Yeah, and these people even made a great effort of getting people that have these malformed bodies and make them look extra scary. So in order to drive this message across that aliens are evil and ugly and they're gonna fucking eat you and probe you to death and that you're just an animal. All to
We have
create,
enough
like,
of
negative...
those humans on Earth,
Yeah.
though.
But here's the,
Justin,
but
what
that's
do
the
you
point.
I was gonna
It's
say
fear
that-
tactics, because they're trying to spread this. The thing is, they cannot any longer hide the fact that they're real. So what they're trying to do is very slowly expose it to the public, but the way they're going at it is they want to spread it with the agenda of, all aliens are bad and they do exist, but they're a threat. Those UAPs, we don't know who they are, but they're threatening because they're moving so fast.
If
And they
humans had spaceships and ray guns,
we do. That's
faster
just
than
the
light,
here's the
we
thing.
would conquer all of creation and
No,
kill
Ryan,
anything
we
that
do,
isn't
You
because-
guys,
We
you
do,
guys,
though.
I
Sorry.
think that it's not even necessarily with them slowly introducing us to the reality that there's aliens. Now, mind you, I believe that aliens do exist. I feel as though to believe that that we're the only living beings in the universe, I think is ignorant. I don't know where the aliens are, but I do believe they exist. But I think in this situation, do aliens really want to fuck with us? For the most part, we can't really get.
They do have to. I can give an explanation for that. but it'll-
No. Hold on. Let me just get this all out.
Yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead,
think overall. I just don't feel like aliens, for the most part, even want to fuck with us, even be bothered with us. Why? I just really don't have I just don't feel like that's the case. But what I do know for a fact is that technology, what we know as modern military technology, what we think is modern is secretly at least 30 years ahead, and we don't even know. We don't
Try
know
5,000
exactly how
years.
much. Well, give or take, whatever have you. I know for a fact that what the government is letting us in on in regards to technology is realistically way further ahead than we actually do know. And what have we been seeing? All these unidentified flying objects that are probably from not just America, but all these other countries, and they're testing all this shit. So in order for them to continue testing their little secrets, it's aliens. That's really what it boils down to. They want to be able to do all this shit, and they know that we're gonna start freaking out when I seen a video where this plane literally is falling and it just like it's like this little object, and the way it just darts away is fucking terrifying. It's absolutely we're going to continue to see some terrifying shit in terms of our world's technology, and the way they're going to explain that, aliens, because they still control the narrative that way.
Yeah, and the
that's
thing
what
is,
it is.
So now, Dragon, before you go on again, I'm
Sure.
going to add to
Yeah,
this.
Dragon,
I
you was
actually
about to-
agree with Cass quite a bit. I don't bring this up a lot because it makes me sound all tinfoil hatty, but my grandfather's actually been in Area 51. He was special forces in Vietnam, had a lot of government contracts. My grandfather's actually been in Area 51, and there are things he is by law not allowed to talk about for treason purposes. So all he has told me is that, it is a very, very top secret base with very unparalleled technological advancements going on. Obviously, I asked him about aliens. He just sort of laughed. Now, do I believe there are aliens out there? Absolutely. I also think it's very odd that alien sightings always happen to come after some sort of major, oftentimes nuclear events. That being said, two things can be true. The alien stuff, aliens visiting the planet, Roswell, all that can technically be true, while also this particular what we're seeing right now being staged, or at least only being half truths. Now, would aliens want to fuck with us? I think more so than Cass, just because if we are a potential threat beyond the stars, to use Star Wars logic, Grand Admiral Thrawn knew that there was a threat beyond the galaxy, so he wanted to prepare for that eventuality. I'm sure there are possibly some sort of beings out there that have some similar thought, like, hey, these human creatures, they're getting pretty damn close to being able to, within the next 500 years, which is nothing when you take into account space travel. In the next 500 years, they could come and knock, and we need to keep some tabs on them. They got things that could literally ignite their own atmosphere. We got to make sure that they don't come knocking at our door, because again, 500 years is nothing in the grand scheme of space travel. But I do not think that anything that these individuals have been saying, I shouldn't say anything. I do not think the vast majority of what's going on in like this press conference and whatnot, it's probably kabuki theater. It's all for show. It's there just to get individuals talking, get some buzz going. And if there is real stuff going on, I don't think it's going on at Area 51, because despite what my grandfather has told me, he laughed at that idea. And B, there is no, at least so far as I can tell, you can correct me if I'm wrong, there is literally no good reason for them to bring all this out now, be 100% truthful about it. The government spent the last, like you said, century lying to us. What incentive do they have to be honest now about extraterrestrials?
I can tell you at least. Oh goodness, there's a lot of reasons, but I'll try to condense this down.
You got 3 minutes, 2 minutes.
All right,
please.
fine.
That's why I want Justin to say something about this.
Yeah, go ahead and say something,
freedom,
Justin.
so.
It's fine. We can talk about it.
All right. I guess I'm going to go way back in the conversation to when we're talking about the distraction stuff, because that does kind of piss me off at this point too. Because I feel like there's been a derangement syndrome on both sides. Like everybody always talks about Trump derangement syndrome. I feel like 2020 kind of broke a lot of people's minds on the right too, where they just think everything is a lie all the time. Like the one time that I'll ever agree with Vosh is whenever he said the right has like mind fucked themselves so hard that the concept of news itself is now a psyop. Like everything is a psyop to these people, and it pisses me off. Like, there are some distractions, but some things are just real. I don't know which one this is. I'm not jumping to conclusions. I'm just going to chill and wait and see what other information we get. I would love for it to be true. I think that would be really cool if we had some aliens here, but I don't know. I'm not going to be quick to say it's 100% a psyop.
Yeah,
I feel like we are having aliens for hundreds and thousands.
I'm a little bit concerned about that though, because based on what dude said in a couple of those clips, he said his encounters that he knows about and from interviewing other people, it hasn't always been friendly.
Yeah,
he said that people have lost their lives from human and whatever other biological force he said was there. He said he knows for a fact that there's people that have.
I
can answer that. I mean, like it's pretty straightforward, Atreus. Unfortunately, let me put it this way, and this is just common sense at this point for me, but that's after doing a lot of research. People, unfortunately, have this mindset where one side sternly believes that all aliens are bad, and then the other side believes in an ignorant bliss that all aliens are good. And that because they can perceive a higher portion of reality or have a lot of technological advancement far beyond ours, that they must be better than us. Unfortunately, that is not the case.
Yeah.
Not all, because when a civilization evolves, it evolves mostly out of their environment. And if you have, say, a species that advance so quickly technologically that they, without realizing it until it was too late, deleted their ability to feel emotions or being empathic to these beings, okay? Like a classic example people use is the gray aliens, the ones that terrify people the most. Most of these beings, okay, that supposedly attack human beings and sometimes kill them, they either are extremely non-empathic, they are super neutral, as in to them, the only objective when it comes to humans is get their genetic material, get some data out of them, then move on. We don't fucking care how the person feels. We're just trying to get our job done and then we leave. And then you have others that are like, yeah, we want to control these ignorant monkeys by putting them in a state of
Very
constant
racist.
fear. No, but whatever is the truth.
I mean, if
there's some that think that
we should have started with this like 90 minutes ago, then we probably could have dissected it a bit more granular.
I do want to pose one question to Justin before we wrap up, because Justin, I actually agree a lot with what you said about 2020 breaking the people, and especially conservatives. I'm not conservative. In fact, I'm probably the most liberal person on this panel, but I consider myself a bit of a centrist. That being said, the government has lied to us. The government has, they denied the Tuskegee experiments, they denied the Gulf of Tonkin, they denied MK Ultra. This isn't just a 2020 thing. There is documented evidence of them lying to the American populace for the last century.
Sure, like the whole 60s been a huge lie. Come on.
Yeah. So I don't think that this UFO thing possibly being a psyop is a product of 2020, at least not for anyone that knows American history.
Well,
no, not at all.
It's a difference between the government hiding.
The CIA wrote memos about this, like extensive memos, how they want to set it up. There's Majestic 12, another group inside of the Pentagon. There is Operation Blue Beam, Operation False Jesus, Operation Clementine. There's really a lot of this stuff circulating. Maybe all of it's fake. I don't really believe that. I think some of the documents, like the Northwood document, reveal itself to be totally true and accurate and completely predicted what happened later in September.
What was Justin saying?
Oh no!
Basically,
trust me.
One second, Dragon, because I wanted to hear Justin. Because I want to hear Justin's response to that.
Sure.
No, don't trust me. I'm down all these rabbit holes too. I know about all these things too. I definitely think that the government is hiding certain things from us. I just don't think that, I don't know. Some things that they reveal are definitely psyops for sure. I just don't think it's everything. I definitely
I agree with that 100%. Yeah, you're
trust no one. Trust no one.
The reason we know about the Tuskegee experiments, the reason we know about MK Ultra, they were eventually declassified. It took a long time, so this could just truly be something that's finally being declassified. It's just, I think it's worth questioning without. I think if people are going to jump right to, it's a psyop. No, you're just insane. You should just question whether or not it is.
They're doing it because they fucked up the world too much. Unfortunately,
too bad. The shape and the size and the looks and the forms of what we call the grays today, what we have as an image, as a picture in our collective subconscious. That image was drawn initially by Aleister Crowley when he slept in the Great Pyramid. So we get the idea of the Greys by Al-Uwasi. That is the supposed god of the Crowley, religion that he channeled while he was, on mushrooms in the great chamber, because it's of course not the chamber of the king, because never a king has been buried in any pyramid. So we know that.
It's a hall of records.
Right. It's all. So imagine one of the greatest occultists and Satanists, and also one who was very influential on NASA and on L. Ron Hubbard. All these people are highly influenced by Aleister Crowley, the New Age movement, the Woodstock movement. There's extensive documentation. Jack Parson, Jack Parson, who ran the Titan rocket program for NASA, who actually JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Some say it's Jack Parson Laboratory. He was so prominent and so an important figure. He was the right arm of the Aleister Crowley sect in the United States. He was actually nominated by Aleister Crowley to be his successor in case he would somehow decease or go into the other realm. And so you think about Aleister Crowley being the first of drawing a gray, Jack Parson, one of the most influential figures inside of NASA, running one of the greatest rocket programs of all time of the United States, getting those drawings, and L. Ron Hubbard, again, a very good friend of Jack Parson, who then snatched away his wife and then moved to LA. He got those ideas from Jack Parson, and that's when he created his science fiction novel stories and all of these comic book stories. So there is actually a thread that you can kind of walk down that is pretty obvious where those initial ideas came from, that we have those gray aliens, entities coming from outer space. That said, there is also extensive documentation and research is showing this, and proof showing this, that whether the Pueblo Indians, the Zuni people of New Mexico, also the Mayas and the Aztecs, they believed that there was some sort of a grayish looking reptilian type of looking entity, people, civilization living
bearded white individuals. I believe that's what they were described. Like really tall, bearded white individuals. That they came from afar in their
all describing the same people: red haired, red beard wearing, kind of very tall, white clothing,
like
wearing
10 feet tall or something like that. Ridiculous.
And these
size,
probably are, let's if we really go down this conversation, Hypno has to add another stream.
There will have to be another stream, or we have to talk about this.
Can't you see how angry Atreus and Cassie are at you two, Coach and Dragon?
I know.
They're so
we're
pissed
sorry. We're sorry. We derailed. We actually didn't derail the stream for once.
No.
We went off the deep end. We went off the deep end. Oh, look at that!
I'm interesting the question, man. Like, I definitely think it's a conversation worth having. But yeah, probably a dumb one to have like 20 minutes before we were wrapping up.
We could just do a podcast.
I can just tell you this:
tomorrow,
that even Aleister Crowley,
time out.
What?
I'm going to read super chats, and I'm going to go for another 30. If you gotta leave, you can leave. If you want to stay and continue the conversation, I want everybody to get their thoughts out on this. So I'm going to read the super chats, and then I'm going to go for another 30. If you got to go, Ryan, I understand.
We can do a podcast. Just make a video.
Just to get everybody's thoughts. No, because I'm going to be fucking busy tomorrow. So you can. We're going to get everybody's thoughts out, because apparently this is
I'm going to fix my fan.
You do that so you don't sweat.
Keyword on everybody and not Dragon. Okay?
All right, so Desmond Spars for 20. Yo, thanks for all being yourselves. Thank you so much for the super chat. Much appreciated. We got a second chance for 5. Female circumcision, aka female genital mutilation, is illegal, but when it comes to kids, silence. Hey, I agree with that. Mark of reality for 2. Hunter's plea deal falls through. Suddenly, aliens. Yeah, I mean, listen, sometimes timing of things is a little questionable, but I just don't think that everything is a distraction, especially when something is not clearly very distracting. And Desmond Spars again for 50. It's great to hear that Hypno and the rest of y'all seem to recognize that this UAP UFO story isn't just a distraction. Damn. That's my personal opinion, but everybody's different. And Albatross for 5 says, I'll pay attention when I see a couple of aliens walking and talking. Yeah, you ain't lying there. Mm-hmm. So I think that's all of them. Yeah, that's all of them. So we're gonna continue the show for a little bit longer. Anybody got to go? Let me know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. My dog's losing her mind.
Oh no. Justin, thank you so much, dude, for stopping by. I really appreciate you being a guest tonight, man. It was a lot of fun having you. Tell them where they can find your new channel and whatnot, please, sir.
Yeah, so it's funny because during the stream, I'm getting tagged on Twitter, people trying to report me for van invasion.
Get out of here. Seriously?
Yeah, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I haven't shown my face or anything on my new channel, so we're good. But yeah, if y'all want to go check me out, it's Justin Reloaded, just as it's spelled on the screen right there. It should be pretty easy to find on YouTube if you search it up. I appreciate everybody for subbing, everybody who supported, and I really appreciate y'all having me on this stream. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for stopping by and doing your thing. And like I said, please go support this man. You know, his new channel is growing very quickly, so let's make sure we help him any way we can. Because YouTube can go fuck itself. That's basically it.
Ding dong.
That's right.
Justin, thank you for stopping by, man.
Thank you, man. All the best.
It was a lot of fun.
Brother.
See you later.
Yes, sir. We'll have you on again. Anybody else got to go before
No, I just
down the
fixed
fucking
my
rabbit
fan.
hole?
I gotta go in 15, man.
We're probably gonna stay for like 15 anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So all right, you guys can get your thoughts out. Go ahead, do your thing about aliens.
Who's starting? Right, where do we stop again?
I don't know. I think Wyatt wanted to say something, but Dragon Slayer kept cutting.
Oh wait.
It wasn't me.
Definitely forgot what I was gonna say then.
Nice.
Well, let me go and start cooking then
it's
before
really
y'all get
hard.
into it.
Oh, go ahead, Atreus.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out since y'all going do the alien thing. I'm gonna go and start cooking since we only gonna go for an extra 15 minutes. I appreciate y'all for having me though. I ain't the special guest or nothing like that, but I still appreciate y'all. But I'm gonna go in here and you know what I'm saying, cook something. Shout out to everybody who came through. Shout out to OG. Hey, fuck you for that comment. That Queen's comment is still living rent free in my mind, and I will not forget, sir. But yeah, guys, happy birthday, Cassie. Happy birthday, Words of Paradise. And I will
thank you,
catch
man.
you guys later.
Thank you,
Take care,
Atreus.
man.
Much
Thanks,
love, man.
Atreus.
Much love, man.
Stay black, all right?
Exactly.
All right, fuck you, man.
Be
Fuck
a
you.
the hood ninja you were meant to be.
All right.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, Wyatt, you don't remember what you were gonna say?
No, but I will throw out that my theory this whole time that I'm sticking with you until I see evidence otherwise is that maybe they are from space, but I think they're coming from under the ocean because they're always spotted in like Navy areas and around ocean areas. And that thought led me on to a very brief rabbit hole of watching 3 videos about Hollow Earth theory, and now I'm 100% sold on it. So I think that's exactly what's happening.
That's all it took. 3 videos. There you go.
Well,
they were very convincing videos.
No, I
Hey,
mean,
there you go.
Hollow Earth was in like Hollow Earth. The idea comes from Sir Edmund Hillary, right? And that guy is the one who captured the many comments. Was part of the Royal Society of London and one of the most prominent researchers of Great Britain. So one of the most respected scientists on this planet. And he definitely he said, to me, nothing else makes sense than the earth being hollow and probably having another like mirror type of civilization inside of it where things are just, in a way, gravitationally completely different. But, and there were many scientists back then. Like we're really talking about like great scientists from the Royal Society in London clinking onto that idea. Even Gauss, the famous German mathematician, and others also from Russia, saying that makes actually sense that the Earth would be some sort of a hollow object, because thinking of something with a liquid mass inside that spins for 4.5 billion years without losing a second of its inertia for 4.7 straight billion years while traveling with 106,000 kilometers into space without losing 1 second of its speed, actually accelerating even more. Sounds crazy if you think about that. At the same time, this object is spinning on its own axis with 1,600, with 1,000 mile roughly. If you have a molten core that is based out of any liquid metal, and it would kind of spin with you, that would create a thrive and a thrust in itself. So that object that spins would never keep the same velocity over billions of years if you have another counter velocity at its core that is doing the exact opposite, where we're actually talking about liquid. So it doesn't physically, the model of our Earth doesn't make physically any sense. So at this point, if you're really looking for the solutions of this alien agenda, anything, you just have to travel back into time, where all our ancient civilizations in their ancient, very ancient scripture told us about always the gods being foreigners, the gods being visitors, the gods coming whether across the ocean or from the sky or sometimes from inside of the earth. So they're talking about 3 distinct races of visitors, not just one, not just grays, not just UFOs. They're talking about 3 people: seafaring people, then flying people or sky trailing people, and then people coming from the inside.
Earth, wind, and fire, and hollow earth, the center of the earth, full of fire. Hell, the sky. You could argue heaven. All sorts of different ways of looking at it.
There are many layers inside of the earth, and they actually said that paradise and Tartarus, actually a very interesting name to name hell, Tartaria or Tartarus, was inside of the earth. Many different layers where thousands and millions of other souls would live. So even the ancient Greeks had that connotation. And if you look up, Cappadocia, one of the oldest, civilization we can find, they built extensive cities. Like we're talking cities, not shelters, not bunkers, cities underground beneath the earth, sometimes even 40 meters deep, perfectly constructed channels, wells, even horse stables. They could run this entire operation like closing themselves off from the surface. You wonder what was going on the surface if they wanted to create entire city systems beneath the earth. And
a
we have
cataclysm. Really, it had to be. The thing is like sorry for cutting you off real quick, but it it's just something that you just reminded me about with the hollow earth. At least there is this theory. Okay, I'm calling it a theory until I get some more confirmation. But if you basically look at the concept of a hollow earth, we're mostly talking about hollow pockets. The actual melted core does exist, but something that happens with the electromagnetism of the planet, and people forget this. The
it's
reason
like
why
fusion.
some the reason
Yeah.
why some people cannot understand like why something like the Great Pyramid even exists. Like why is the so-called King's Chamber Pyramid not have a tomb? Like why does it have so many wreckers? Like why is there this this area of concentration, these chambers built underneath it that run by what used to be known a long time ago as a sacred water stream that these and all the stones had quartz inside of them, and quartz
All of them,
is a highly conductive. It is very good at conducting electricity and creating an electromagnetic field, and by
storing
using
information.
And storing information, but at the same time, something like these weird megalithic stone structures. People always wondered, like something like Stonehenge, who made that? Those things, if we're talking about cavemen, from the Stone Age. I know it's not the Stone Age, but like from the Neolithic period, encountering these things, like who made them? And then you have to understand something. People always think in the set timeline. People don't want to think outside the box. And the problem is we can see this in ourselves now, current humanity. We have most of the world is civilized, yet there are still pockets of human groups that live in the Stone Age setting, in the hunter-gatherer setting, and that lets me to believe that long ago there was an actual human civilization, because not all of them have to be aliens. They may have gotten some of their teachings from them. That I'm not denying the possibility, but there definitely was an advanced human civilization that the focus of their technology was not on internal combustion engines or fossil fuels. It was on being able to manipulate and harness the natural electromagnetic energies of the earth and use
geothermal energy as well.
Exactly. And as a result, that's why you see all these pyramids built into these ley lines, if you will, key ley lines on the earth.
There's an energy grid absolutely around the earth. And if you think about, actually, I'm not subscribing to this theory like 100%, but there's a lot of credence to the hollow earth, because if you think about it, like a turbine in a very the high developed jet kind of works the same way. If you kind of have your side view of a turbine, what you see, there is this engine in the middle that creates an electromagnetic field with all these titan type of fan pieces that are meticulously put together according to, and they really do that. They create some sort of a melody. The higher the spin, the faster the spin, they create a vibration, a very consistent vibration. And if the air gets sucked in and gets worked through the vibration, this is where the air gets somehow electrically charged, and that creates a field. And that would make sense if the world spins and you have all these pyramids, these layer grids, like in the turbine, creating that melody because they are placed on an energetic grid and they know exactly where to place them back then. Then you create some sort of a torus electromagnetic field effect. And now you can travel as long as you go. That means translated that the earth is a huge engine that can travel forever, perpetually, without having the necessity of somebody kind of pushing.
And these pyramids were everywhere. I mean, recently discovered one in the Antarctic.
Everywhere.
No, that was proven to be a hoax. It was just a very well placed underground mountain.
They say that, but
they
didn't
say that, but I'm
one.
still not totally convinced.
Look, they say that, but
I'm sorry. There's I don't think Antarctica, I don't think people realize how cold the Antarctic really is. I don't think that thousands of years ago there was people building pyramids with Antarctic.
You're talking about the Antarctic in the current setting. We're talking about the Antarctic 10,000 years ago or before that, where the climate was more tropical.
Well, you think about it, Egypt, Central America, Cambodia.
Every planet has not every planet, but the vast majority of planets have polar ice caps. I mean, it was still.
But they were centralized more.
Tropical, we had polar ice caps just because of how the Earth tilts on an axis. It's not getting direct sunlight through from either part of its axis. I mean, the Earth. So the Earth has always been on a tilted axis, right? So astronomy is one of
the ice caps.
The Earth has barely changed its rotational tilt in literally millions of years. So the ice caps are. I mean, there could be an argument for like, maybe some sort of extraterrestrial being did it, but there's no evidence to support that. Now, there have been pyramids found in weird places. I'm not going to deny that. There's absolutely been pyramids found in weird places, but the one under the Antarctic, sometimes nature is just weird and coincidental. Yeah.
It could be. I'm not 100% sure. Even not. I'm not. I'm not subscribed to the theory but definitely something is going on in Antarctica. If you just look at the concentration of very, very, very famous people under very interesting, sometimes dubious or suspicious circumstances, travel there and do some rituals and perform some strange form of. Yeah, so it's Antarctica is like really a hot spot for elites, for royalty, for all the people that can go there apparently without any other permit necessary. But think about it, Admiral Byrd.
Normies don't go there.
Before the Americans even set foot on Antarctica, they already kind of created a Freemason chamber that was dedicated to Aleister Crowley, the infamous chamber 777 on Antarctica. I think it was like even before the Second World War was beginning. I think it was like in 35 or 34. Before they even had like a base facility there that was steadily operating, they already founded a Freemason lodge on Antarctica. What kind of reason do you have to do all these crazy, strange things? The patriarch of the Eastern
I agree. Yeah, you asked. I want to answer that question. So what kind of reason do people have to do these crazy ass things? What reason do people have to climb Mount Everest? Because humans like to flex about how powerful they are.
There's more to it than that.
Like founding a Freemason lodge on a continent where nobody lives is something else than climbing the highest mountain.
It is weird.
I agree.
We would have to dive in the esoteric.
I agree. It's weird, but humans love doing weird shit. I don't think I don't think it's good to immediately jump to ulterior motives when humans are just inherently weird creatures that do weird things.
It's just adding to the very strange, happenings that are surrounding Antarctica and the stories. Like, of course, Admiral Byrd had a mission, and he was not just throwing out there some flyers for a Freemason lodge. Somebody told him to do that, and he was one of the highest officers that in the history of the United States. So if somebody told one of the highest officers that ever kind of walked the surface of this country to create a Freemason lodge on Antarctica, like before even the Second War started, it's like somebody gave him that order. And so it's kind of it's interesting to follow down that path, and they're always the same. And there are some individuals that are always kind of interlinked with American history or with this type of stories, and they're always popping up in the strangest circumstances. So it's kind of interesting, the accumulation of weird things happening.
Yeah,
a lot of unanswered questions.
I just think that a lot of times people will ignore Occam's razor because they love the fantastical so much. Like, is it interesting? Absolutely, but where there's not enough connective tissue to make it, at least in my opinion, a valid reality. It's very much it'd be cool if it was real, and if it is, and if it comes out, it's like, man, I would love to be proven wrong about certain stuff like that. But I think just like we're skeptical about the government doing, hey, is this alien stuff real? Is the government trying to psyop us? I think we should be equally as skeptical of fantastical tales when you give up, the Occam's razor test.
Well, I will never trust a shaving monk. And Arkham was a monk, and if he had a razor, he was shaving. Monks should not shave. They should be like Rasputin or me. They should have long hair and beard. Never trust a shaving monk.
For sure.
I
love the session, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Unfortunately, I need to go, guys.
Let's end it here. Let's do our outros. It's been an absolutely insane stream. Apparently, all you got to do to start rambling is talk about aliens, which is always good. Dragon Slayer, take it over, man. Good.
Hey guys, if you want to find me in my content, which by the way is just me shitting on the terrible excrement of current Hollywood. Sometimes I talk about some good stuff that comes out rarely. Well, you can just find me at Dragon Slayer Commentaries. I do also have a Twitter. No, I'm not going to call it X. It's exactly what you see on screen right there at DragonHQ1772. Or you can click the link that Steve put up there. But yeah, guys, that's it for me. I did come out with a Indiana Jones review recently, and I will be coming out with one regarding the last 3 episodes of The Witcher. But other than that, thank you guys. Thank you to this wonderful panel. They always make me feel so great about Saturdays because I get to talk with people that have different opinions about me, and we don't have to shoot each other in the head or afterwards, and we can still be friends. Go figure. We can actually do this. That's it for me.
Nice. Cult Classic Cage, take it away.
Yeah, guys, it was really good talking with y'all, and you guys are gonna have me up at night thinking about pyramids because this is new information to me, in all honesty. But yeah, it was really great. If you guys want to check me out, I don't really talk about conspiracies or theories and all that. I talk about video games, and if you want to talk about video games with me, you can follow me on my YouTube channel called Classic Cage or Twitter Kick. I was just streaming today on Kick. It's a really fun time playing a game that is pretty insane. It's pretty fun. But yeah, I love hanging out and just being here every Saturday. It means a lot, to be able to talk about people that are willing to have the conversations that most people are just genuinely at this point afraid to have. And that's the sad thing about it. There's a lot of people that just want to stay away from all this because they're afraid. And to me, that's not a world that I want to live in. So that's why we're out here having fun, and hope everyone enjoyed.
Facts. All right, Mr. Coach MC, take it away, sir.
I think we all want to live in a freer world, in a world where we can express ourselves and communicate without any barriers and respecting each other, and also like playing with our ideas, with our opinions, and just going into different directions and exploring them. Also with the help of maybe an adversary or somebody who you might deem completely on the opposite side of your ideal spectrum or value spectrum, and then you find out like things that you probably have in common, or he drops something, saying something that is actually interesting and kind of triggers a train of thoughts that could lead to somewhere fruitful. And in the end, this is all about, if the communication decreases, the isolation increases. And this is what the system wants us to be, isolated. Because when we're isolated, this is where the rifts widen. This is where, suspicions are rising. And this is where we kind of, stay in our comfortable zone. This is where the initiative decreases and ultimately negativity spreads. And this is what we're fighting for every Saturday. And I'm so grateful to Hypnotic and to these beautiful panel members here every day with all of our discussions and beautiful exchanges that we also have in our chat. I'm very much absent in last time because I need to set up a completely new life, but I can't wait to delve deeper in all our adventures and talks in the future and the further. And if you want to kind of explore yourself, your talents, if you want to become a better actor, a better performer, I'm just saying this, I believe we can do this together. Just come over to the Coach MC studio, enjoy the videos. If you have any further questions, if you really want to step up your performance, or kind of use this time where it's this void of power, and there's this vacuum where nobody knows where Hollywood entertainment and our comic book culture is heading to. Maybe you are the next creator, maybe you are the next Ripperverse, maybe you are the next Philip Seymour Hoffman, maybe you're the next Dragon Slayer, maybe you're the next Hypnotic, who knows? You just can find out by jumping into that dark water, right? And just taking that leap of faith. And we can do this together. So check me out, subscribe to these panel members, subscribe to my content as well, and see you next Saturday.
Incredible. Sorry, Wyatt.
I know. Now I gotta follow that shit. Take it away. I'm Film Rebel. Aliens are real. Bye.
You forgot to say fuck Secret Invasion.
Oh yeah, fuck Secret Invasion. No,
There
check
we
out
go.
my channel, Film Rebel, where I talk about film and today's entertainment. Check out my other channel, Why It's Metal, where I talk about heavy metal and all that type of shit. If you're in or near Arizona, my death metal band is playing a show next Sunday at the Nile Theater.
Oh man,
come check it out. Besides that, yeah, I'll be on the internet complaining about shit.
Nice. Definitely
There you
belong here.
go.
All right, local Klansman, Ryan Roger Athe, take it away.
Thank you all very much for watching. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to the iconic Hypnotic. You can check me out at Ryan Roger Athe on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Rumble, and Kick, because the truth is reality-based, and hopefully you will all have a great night. So, bye for now.
Very nice. And last but not least, Leon Idol, Word to Paradise. Take it away.
Yes, thank you. First of all, I saw mentioned in the chat that her baby was kicking. Congratulations. If you were pregnant, that means and you're watching this show, you're about to pop out somebody who is willing to grow up in a home where they can hear individuals just have different debates and points of view, and you're going to raise a based baby. So congratulations on that. Yes, definitely check out everyone on this channel or on this panel, because every one of these creators is incredible. You know, Dragon Slayer, the Coach MC, everybody, even Atreus, despite his sort of melanin problem, is incredible. So make sure you sub to everybody.
You have to say
Good
it
one.
after he left.
Good one.
Yeah, make sure you sub to everybody. Support people on alt tech like Cassie on Kick and whatnot. On Kick, it is incredible to come here every Saturday and get to have these different points of view, debate, talk. Clearly, a lot of us disagreed tonight, and that we did it in a very healthy way. That was just beautiful to see. And so you want to support content like that. Also, make sure you check out content with opposing views. Suffer through the Young Turks, but do something to be informed on all sides so you're not in an echo chamber. And last but not least, yes, as I mentioned earlier, it is birthday. So anybody that wants to go and sub and just be hey, Leon, happy birthday, we support you, I would very much appreciate that. I may or may not be going through a shadow ban right now. I don't want to attribute my recently low numbers to that, because I feel like that's a loser's way of saying, oh, it's not my fault, blame the big guy. But it may not be happening, so just in case, do push back on YouTube a little bit and throw your boy a subscribe, maybe watch a couple of videos. I would truly appreciate it.
Very nice, man. Very nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what an episode. Episode 49 is in the books. I'm currently working on the next guest for episode number 50. Gonna try to make it a special one. Episode 50 is crazy. I can't believe we are about to be 50 episodes in.
Man.
Considering I remember the first one, which is just insane. So
Yeah.
with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, fantastic night. Thank you guys so much for coming out, supporting the panel. Make sure you guys subscribe to everybody on this panel right now. All the links are in the description box below. Shout out to Justin is Lost for coming on the show and hanging out with us. Hopefully he gets through it. I think he'll be just fine on YouTube. I'm pretty sure, considering how his new channel's going. So thank you guys again for the support. Love it so much, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. Really short outro.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.